text about getting a tea, and I did go to the thrift shop.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I don't desperately need it in any way, shape, or form.
Next time, text me. We go almost every time.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to make any assumptions.
Bruh.
Get Melody.
Bruh.
Hold up.
Bruh.
Did you
Andrew, I'm gonna log
move
out of your
everything too?
Discord so
Or
I can.
Did you like situate everything different?
I have not
Maybe
touched
it's 'cause the
anything for
chair's
3
not there.
weeks. I have wanted to touch things for 3 weeks, but sadly I have not had that opportunity. So maybe it's
no longer
maybe it's
be
just a
big.
whole new home. Whole new home, everyone.
Log out.
Okay, let me make sure I'm running.
We'll see how my big D20 treats me.
Yeah, mine's not doing great. So.
I haven't seen it in a month.
Oh, it's been a minute.
No, it's been 3 weeks, or
Yeah.
2, and then this is the 3rd week.
Yeah.
Not 20.
And then you just wasted it.
And I'm gonna roll like shit the rest of the night.
Hello, hello, hello.
Your shirt, CJ.
I love this shirt.
What does it say?
She wants the D&D.
Like dick.
Yeah.
I think that's what you were wearing, like, when you first came in on
It was.
Session 8.
Uh-huh.
And you
I
said
was like,
the same
ooh,
thing.
my shirt's
You said
in.
the same exact thing. You went, ha, CJ, your shirt.
That sounds about right.
Oh, comedy.
Oh, the
Yay.
comedy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Don't Trust Me, session 40. Kyle's not here yet. Sheepum is over the mic. But we have a whole medley of individuals here.
That's me.
When I call your name, tell me what your character's favorite breakfast food is.
Ooh.
Do we have an Ember?
Dark coffee, no cream.
Which is straight coffee.
Straight coffee.
Straight into the
A little
toilet
bit of
for
sugar.
you. Hostile.
What's breakfast?
A cigarette.
Indy.
Cigarette, yeah.
A breakfast burrito and probably a beer.
Okay. Melody.
Corn dogs. I'm just kidding. Belgian waffles with lots of syrup.
Pictures like one time you ever got to stay in a nice place. That's what you had. And you're like, okay, this is what I do from now on.
Not those corn dogs that are sausage with a pancake.
Oh, those are good.
Mistress.
Instant oatmeal.
Ooh.
Gross.
Not
Any specific flavor?
not soaked or anything, just dry instant oatmeal.
Unflavored.
All right, and that covers
Just oat.
and that covers the 5 party members. Perfect. Let me.
What is Cloudman like for breakfast?
Yeah, what does Clubman like for breakfast?
Cloudman does not enjoy. I am a man of errors, not a man of breakfast.
What were we
Is what he
thinking?
would probably say. Okie dokie.
He's a little busy beating up our friend.
Yeah, he's a little busy making our friend no longer exist.
It's really fine. Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Okay.
Session 39, previously on Don't Trust Me. The dinner at the grill is spent in abject awkwardness as the group struggles with the understanding of Spike's resurrection. After gentle prodding throughout dinner, the group discovers that Billiard made a suspicious deal with a fortune teller, which in turn cost him his voice. The group is led to a neighboring district to the Men of Air sanctioned office hotel, where he procures a room for everybody. As the party endures the big city yet again, Billiard procures a voucher for Ember and Melody to the Shady Teller, while the rest of the group hit the clubs of the Cyber District. Ember encounters the figure by herself due to the odd rule set for visiting the merchant, and during her conversation makes a mysterious deal with the shady merchant known as Cause, which causes an eerie pulse to resonate through the city. The pulse causes an odd sensation to those who notice it, where Hostel connects the feeling with his past magical connection to Dahlia, and attempts to relay that to the party. Once inside the club, Cloudman and Indy get their dance on as Maud and Hostel discuss the event outside. Mistress enters the bar only to discover a lost child looking for his folks inside the club. As Ember and Melody return from the merchant after deep moral altercations, the group attempts to locate the child's folks. Several minutes pass till the folks are located near the bar, drugged out of their minds of their own accord. They are quickly sobered up by 1 by Indy's special TWI potion, and 2 by Cloudman hastily beating the piss out of the father. As he's pulled off, the group is kicked out of the club, where Mistress chastises the parents and marks their info for authoritative purposes. The team retires to the office building for the evening, conversing on their journey thus far. Deep into the night, Cloudman attempts to leave for his pocketbook in the other room, but due to the heavy group presence and arcane locks, he's faltered in sneaking out. He succeeds in recruiting Maud to follow him for the pocketbook under the guise of debauchery to the building's AC. He leads Maud down to the staff elevator on the main floor, where he types a series of floor buttons that lead to a Trangate archway in the building's underbelly. Cloudman begins confiding Maud of his suspicions on him sharing similar qualities to the gray coat agent known as Nameless, where he then confesses to having encountered Lantern at Palegrass shortly before the group united and struck him with the erasing dagger he'd been carrying throughout his journey, causing his memory to fade from those who knew him. Shortly after, Cloudman charges at Maud in an attempt to force the same effect, where eventually he is stricken down, fading to perpetual blackness. I had a whole one written that didn't include Maud, but I felt like the joke only matters if he's here.
Andrew, remember when I walked upstairs to get my drink? I didn't grab it.
Fine, give me a second to get my
Don't know why.
my shit together here. I'm a little out of it tonight. I'm sorry. There's a
It's all a ploy, just like that's why Kyle's late, is because Maud does no longer.
this is we worked this out. He's actually in that room there, TJ. You know it all
Such
too
a
well.
familiar
What? You've
room.
never done that before.
Don't we have it? I don't remember.
The mysterious knock
That's
at
the
the
whole
door.
theme.
I literally went up for
Person
this
we've never
twice
seen
and didn't get it either time I went up for it.
Andrew,
What's up?
can you read the last few sentences one more time? I just want to make sure I fully understand everything that's.
Okay, basically during that with the conversation Cloudman had with Maud, or what do you mean?
Yeah.
But he said, if I go over it again, Cloudman begins to confide in Maud of his suspicions on him sharing similar qualities to the gray coat agent known as Nameless, where he then confesses to having encountered Lantern, who is just like the short term for he who lights the lanterns, the guy who been kind of going for here, at Palegrass shortly before the group united, and struck him with the erasing dagger he'd been carrying throughout the journey, causing his memories to fade from those who knew him, which in theory was,
So we
Kind
all
of.
forgot Lantern. Because he
which
got
is one of the
stabbed.
reasons none of you can
Is
remember
what
his
we
name.
So if Maud gets stabbed, we won't remember Maud.
In theory.
That's
But we also don't know about we don't know about the knife at all.
Fair. Okay.
you know his name.
I kind of understand, but I remember somewhat the basic idea of it.
I know what the knife is. I didn't know it had that power.
He's used it or at least done it multiple times throughout the journey. He used it during Hostle's fight.
Well, I know he's used it, but I didn't know it made you forget about things. That's probably why I don't remember it.
The ability is to erase or to void out is what the ability is. That ability affects more than simple matter itself. Is what the kind of concept is supposed to be. So it can void out spell effects to actual material it strikes to things much deeper on a conceptual level, to a person's identity or their impact on the world, or an item's functionality, let's say, I'm trying to think of a concept voiding age from something could even be something if the item was wielded with enough practice enough could in theory be used for, but none of you know that.
It's all meta.
None of you know. It makes the frost effect from hostile spell go away. That's what you know. It also cuts the handcuff off of you. You use that during that time.
Okay.
So any other questions before we get started?
I don't think so. I'm nervous.
Same.
Using your tools.
Oh,
Nice.
Is this one of those if I don't think I rolled high enough, I get to roll again?
Basically, if you roll, if you roll bad, you can use that as
Once.
inspiration alongside of it. Leading the charge. Sheep Bump, I don't have a dice to give to you from where you are, but you get inspiration for role play.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that was
From last
I will,
session.
I will grab an extra d20.
I have the only time I've ever been scared of continuing a
Oh my god, that
conversation
was
It
terrifying.
was the best.
in the.
That was so scary.
I was like trying to break the break the what's it called? Change the subject. I was like roll intimidation, and I walked away.
I'm scared. I'm intimidated, but I can't tell you, so you have to roll for it.
Okay. I don't want to get too far without Kyle. I don't know
Yeah.
necessarily know how far away he is though.
I would think, he said 15 minutes like 13 minutes ago, so I would think any minute now.
Oh, he did
So time passes as you allowed Maud and Cloudman to leave the room to go off to whatever debauchery they said. I believe Hostel knew of those effects ahead of time. Was
Yeah,
told
he
it was
went
like
up
we
to
were
the
going
roof.
to go. You're going to go put something into the AC, as he said as he walked off. And then you said you tried to make your way to the rooftop at that
Yeah.
time, right? Okay. And so to that effect, everyone else would be available to stay back in their rooms for the evening. How long do you stay up on the roof, Hostel?
I think probably a good. So I know they're doing something. I think they're
It's
doing
got to
something
be
to
around
the
1 or
AC.
2 in the morning. It's pretty late. There's still plenty of bustle out in the city, but it's late.
I feel like most likely he'd be like, kind of just walking around, like looking down for about 30 minutes, and then eventually just like fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
On the roof.
Falls asleep on the roof itself. Okay, awesome. Is anybody else doing anything else after the commotion and allowing your counterparts to walk out for a few?
I think I just go to
I don't think I woke up.
You stay
no,
asleep?
I woke up because I let Maud take him to like babysit him.
Mhm.
So I would definitely. How long did you say it's been?
What's that?
How long did you say it's been?
Well, this just happened. Like, this is you after, like, right after you let him out of the room.
Oh. I would go back and lay down and spoon Indy.
Get a little tail, if you know what I mean.
I picture sleeping next. I picture sleeping next to Indy. It's like sleeping next to Baron, and the male's just like whipping
Oh, yeah.
constantly.
And occasionally, and he goes, just like that, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
slurping.
So, in the midst of your sleep, what about you, Ember?
I'm gonna go back to my room.
Anything you're doing in particular, Mistress, or are you calming back down after they head off as well?
Just calling back down.
Okay, awesome. Sleep hits the group again. Whether or not people connected the dots of it taking a relatively long time for Cloudman and Maud to get the pocketbook before they went to bed, is something that's not necessarily anything you would be immediately frightened about, as Maud seemed to think he had it under control when he left. And if I don't know if Hostel, you didn't relay what Cloudman told you, did he? That they were going to go do some debauchery and play a prank on the group?
I don't think so.
No, you just went straight to the roof.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody would sink back down into their nightly sleep. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'd like to also apologize. I am not feeling amazing tonight. So I'm gonna try to stay on top of this, but in case I don't, just leave me a dirty review on my Yelp, and I will respond to it
How
like
dirty?
an
angry teenager responding to trolls on
How
Microsoft Live.
Can mine just be like a nude, or like really sexual?
Was that like a good review or a bad review?
Good review.
No, it's got to be a bad review. But still,
Like a naughty review.
no.
Teeny baby man.
It's you wearing clothes.
Like a bad
Yeah,
review.
bad review.
Itty bitty.
Okay.
He's getting big.
He's all, give me on that blanket.
Alright. We'll move on. We'll move on. Good. Indy!
Yo.
Your eyes open to the sound of lots of chattering. More chattering than you're used to. And chattering of voices that are not from your friends.
Okay.
You hear a sound of arguing coming from the other side of your room by your window. As you open your eyes, you see a pair of gentlemen bickering back and forth. To your left, you see a stone tree embedded into the wall with a sad expression. To the far left, you see a translucent knight with his face half covered up and hollowed out eyes, long hat covering, silently staring at the ground. And then, of course, next to you, laying on the ground where you awake, is your friend, Julia, who led you to this room in the first place. The two men are arguing in the corner are the cause of your awakeness here. But I'm saying that if we could just expand a little bit, knock down a couple walls, we could easily separate yourself from my abodes, and we don't have to worry about any of your sacrilegious bullshit, alright? The man who he's arguing with is this series of random disembodied hands. This man that burst into your windows during your last dream sequence is basically flinging the hands around. They're colliding with the walls around, scratching. He's angrily trying to rearrange the space around him. He's like, "This is no place for a god. Now, if you think that I'm gonna waste one single moment working on my own aesthetical charms without a slave or something of that accord to work for me, then you got another thing coming, cause." Okay, calm down, maybe we can compromise. After all, the homeowner is around us, perhaps. Oh, she's awake right now. Darling, do be a doll and expand the place a bit. This is getting a bit cramped for our princess here. I'd hate for him to have a leak. And at this point, one of the hands basically collides and tries to grab onto the cloak of this man who's kind of like this floating cape with an unknown amount of mass underneath it, and starts grabbing and tearing at the coat. It's like, "You dare talk to me with such a tone! I was born eons before you were even a thought process!" He's like, "I don't even understand you, you're screaming so loud." He kind of gesticulates, not even phased in the slightest, looking over your direction. And Julia is being jolted awake during this time as well.
And this is, it looks like my childhood bedroom, right?
This is your childhood bedroom.
Okay.
If anything, there's infinite space outside the window, and it might seem kind of flashbacky, dream-esque in the room with this slight hazy aura around. But yeah, it's your childhood bedroom
Okay.
with all these people in it. Well,
Okay.
there's at least 5 people right now.
First things first, I'm gonna pull the covers over my head and just scream because I'm annoyed. Just let out a ah!
Oh God, you're making the princess upset. Say you're sorry. I think I'll be actually dealing with the storm before any more of this bullshit gives my wrinkles a growth.
Can you two just shut up?
Cause the floating caped man kind of smiles in your direction. It's like, "You heard her. Homeowner has the say. I guess you'll just have to find another place to sleep tonight, Tersay." I was like, "Alright. But I'll remember this." As 2 of the hands fling the doors open, and the series of disembodied hands fly out the door. The window shuts behind. As the window opens, you hear the ravenous winds colliding with the house around you, and here's someone. And it shuts quickly afterwards, and it's just the 4 people at this point.
Oh, I hate it. Okay, so it's the tree.
Yeah, the tree.
I cannot say.
Jordia.
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 Jordia. The float
They didn't
cloak
have any
guy.
foam, the large ones, sorry.
And
What's the other one?
oh, the translucent knight.
Yeah, the translucent knight who's sitting on your bed.
Okay.
That guy.
That guy.
That boy. I apologize, friend. Let's do it.
We're doing a dream sequence with Indy.
Start to do with
Ooh. At this point, Joria kind of wipes her face. She's very kind of like this fishy, scaly individual here, yet more of a mermaid-esque kind of beauty to her. It's definitely not a human form to her. And she kind of looks over and is like, oh, it's good to be back. Man. What's with all the noise? She turns and looks at you. Oh, you're still sleeping. I'll see myself to somewhere else. And she gets up and goes to one of the dressers to look into the mirror. That's a door, not to the wall. This time you're just kind of screaming with the blanket over you. You're just laying in the middle of the floor, basically. Not even in a bed.
Awesome.
It's around this point, what seems to be like the shuffling of a cape along the ground kind of rolls in your direction. No footsteps, whatever. It's almost like the figure's kind of floating under the coat here. Comes up and you feel a kind of a tap on your shoulder. It's like, we know you're awake. We wouldn't be here if you weren't conscious, darling.
What do you want?
I want to know. Well, that is an excellent question. I want to know why I was invited here. This is the second night I'm here, and I'm curious as to, well, your relation with me. Why us? I'm no friend of yours, and I hope you're no friend of mine.
Well, that's rude. Who invited you?
Well, you did, of course. Isn't that how this room works? No one comes in someone's house unless they're invited, right? Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Oh, we all blend together. It's a hodgepodge of theories and concepts mashed together in a large hot pot that at the end of the day turns into mush. But I won't bother you if I'm not welcome. I just am curious after all. I'd hate to show up here again if we're on bad terms.
I mean, I don't think we're on bad terms. I just don't know what's going on.
Well, wonderful. That makes us the same.
Great. Helpful.
I think I'm going to go chase down our friend out there. I seem to have overstayed my welcome. Feel free to invite me back. I do admire the childish decor. It's very eerie and upsetting.
Great.
Just want me to use the window, or can I use the door? I don't want to be a copycat.
The door is fine.
Very well. Figure drifts off. Door opens. The sound of the horrid wind as the door shuts behind. Joria staring into the mirror, but about 5 meters to her left is the stone tree. Figure about the same height as you. Nothing like anything you'd seen in real life. The translucent night across from there, and it's dead silent as the figures unknowingly invade your living space.
Do they seem like they're dead silent, but do they seem like they're like conscious?
The figure sitting on the bed seems to be just staring at the ground. You can see the breathing of his shoulders raise up and down. He appears to just be thinking. He doesn't necessarily have any eyes. Seems to be hollowed out black circles where the cape and his hat kind of separate. But he seems conscious. The stone tree, however, it's hard to tell. It's very much kind of statuesque, although you can see kind of gentle sways of the arms as it kind of catches its breath and releases over and over.
Okay.
Julia is definitely awake. She's contemplating in the mirror, seemingly as confused as you are.
Great. I'm gonna go sit on the bed next to translucent night guy
You sit next to him.
and just be like, "Hey, what's up, man?"
The figure is sitting on the ground. The last time you had interacted with this figure, you guys were alone in there, and he had seemed to look at you and disperse the room around you. That was the only interaction you got this time. The figure sitting there with his forearms resting on his knees and looking to the ground. You can hear this kind of loud sigh, but but no response. Doesn't even look up in your direction. Make an insight check here.
Nice.
Felt real good.
Oh, good. That is a 8.
8. I've never seen anyone like this. This is very awkward and uncomfortable, and you kind of wish you chose one of the other two people to sit with in this scenario. After a bout of awkward silence continues here, Joria straightens herself from the mirror and turns around. It's like, I'm gonna be honest. He's annoying, but I kind of agree with the old man. Why are we here? I mean, the only person that seems to be here every time is you. If you don't know why we're here, then I don't know why I need to be here. But I want to know. I want to know why I was chosen. Why you need me.
Girl, same. The mirror she was looking into, it's attached to like a dresser.
Yeah.
Can I like look through
Back.
the dresser and see if I find anything?
Looking through the dresser and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. As you get up, you cross past her here, go into the dresser. Make an investigation check for me.
Be kind to me. Oh, that did not land. This thing's all wrinkly. That's a 4.
4. As you open it up, it's a very odd sensation as you open it up. It's like you open it up and the space inside the drawers hasn't quite formed yet. It's a series of dense fog, and when you reach in, it feels like your hand is being put into a vacuum, like nothing's there. When you would quickly pull it out, it's like nothing about this dresser can be described more in depth because that area simply does not exist. And you're not entirely sure how to do that. How to make it exist.
What about under the bed? Is there anything under the bed? Can I investigate under the bed?
Under the bed?
Yeah.
Take another investigation check.
Oh, that's a lot better. That's 13.
Going under the bed, you peek under the bed here, and at first it's the same situation as before, with the dense emptiness. And then for a second, as you take a moment to recall moments before when you were much younger, looking under your bed for lost toys, blocks, stuffed animals that you would have misplaced by accident. These thoughts cross through your head, and as they do, the fog clears, and all the objects that you were thinking about appear under there. Like you knew they were there, and because you looked for them, they were.
So what item am I supposed to look for?
It's around this point where Joria is kind of noticing you looking around and stuff. Any of this look familiar to you?
Yeah, all of it, but it's like stuff from when I was a kid. I don't know what I'm looking for.
So this is your room.
Yeah.
Then you must have something to do with all this. And that means you, for some reason, needed us to be here, right? I mean,
I guess.
I don't necessarily think I know you. If I do, it's not as you are now. I can't think straight. But maybe that's fine. maybe if I take a walk and come back another time, the same thing will happen. You'll invite me back here once again, and things will become more clear. Right now,
Sure.
I don't feel like this is where I need to be.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I kind of helped lead you here, but
I get it.
I feel like I still have a ways to go.
Okay. Maybe I'll see you next time then.
Jodia walks towards the door and leaves. Same sound as before. Closes.
I stare at the door for a little bit and then just say, what the hell? And I go walk out the door too.
As you go and walk out the door, you grip the handle, you open it up, and a massive knight standing there.
Ah!
A huge suit of armor with ancient patterns and designs, gaudy and dramatic chiseling to the armor's structure. Something similar about it to the knight that sits on your bed. This figure is completely translucent, standing in front of you. And behind it, you can almost see the strength of wind rushing and ripping through the space around it. And the figure stands above. Well, aren't you gonna let me in?
I was just heading out.
Make a
actually.
strength saving throw.
No.
As the figure thrusts its arms at you.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The figure basically sends its forearm blasting into you here, and you bring your hands up just in time to catch it so that it only like throws you back to the side, not completely throws you across the room, but it's like being hit by a tree trunk. The figure whams you to the side, sends you almost spinning and back into the wall itself, but you keep your composure as the figure ducks down and starts walking in to the room. Takes several steps about, turns around, stares at the adornments on here, and he's like, no, this isn't right. This ain't my place. We could use a little change around here. Walks over to the dresser and sends the mirror crashing to the ground.
Whoa, buddy! What are you doing?
Ah, that's enough. Let me do my work.
This is my room!
The figure stops. She's doing this. She's like, oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it? The figure turns, faces towards you. What about you, big man? And he turns to the figure that's sitting on the bed, looking down, hasn't moved an inch. In fact, this time almost seems like it's repressing itself in nervousness or fear. You gonna do something for once? Don't think I didn't recognize that stench from over there. I know a traitor when I smell one.
You mean?
And you? Who thinks you have the right to tell me what to do? And as he rushes over, he goes and grabs you once again. Basically lifts you up off of the ground here. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Remember, you do have inspiration.
Yeah. It's a 14.
14. Okay. As he's gripping you here, it's not only grabbing the clothing that's around you here, it's grabbing parts of the shoulders too, and its metallic fingers dig into your skin here, but you quickly bring your arms up and catch yourself, keeping your body kind of stabilized as it lifts you off the ground. You're holding on, but the fingers dig in, and he's like, let's see how much that mouth talks when it's no longer attached to that head of yours, eh? And he squeezes once again. Make one more save. As you feel the blood rushing up to your head.
14 again.
14 once again. You catch your breath and you hold in, you clench really hard, and you keep yourself from basically a state of just collapsing under this monumental strength under there. To the point where you finally catch a breath in and you throw your hands out, which kind of do this breaking motion of the arms and throws them to the side as you go crashing almost like a couple feet to the ground. He had lifted you off here. Kind of scurries back a bit, but the figure keeps crashing forward. You hear the sound of the armor scratching against itself, despite being a ghostly, otherworldly, ethereal figure. Starts standing over you here, and in his hand seems to kind of swell and grow like a metallic, like basically Hulk hand, like as a child. He's like, give me one reason why I shouldn't just take everyone out right now.
Pretty sure if I disappear, this place disappears. It's my room, and it's obviously my consciousness.
No. It's my room, remember? Fist races up.
Oh my god!
And as it does, the suit of armor begins to shine a horribly bright green light. You hear the sound of what appears to be, it sounds like a radar wave, like woo, 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 as the figure explodes with a dense ray of light. And you hear the screams coming from the armor suit. Ah! As it evaporates into the night around you. The small fragments of the armor come crashing to the ground and scattering about the room. And the only person you can see standing where the armor suit was, well, not where the suit was, about 5 feet behind, is a knight, translucent, holding its hand out.
What the fuck? I actually said that out loud.
The grass marks from your neck and your arms from where you were jostled earlier are still very apparent here. You give just a second to stabilize yourself as the figure, the translucent knight, lowers his hand and very quickly rushes back to the bed and puts his hands in his head, or his head in his hands, very nervously. I didn't mean to. This, I wasn't supposed to do anything. I was told to stay still. I was told to stay silent.
Dude, who are you?
He looks up in your direction. Are you still standing where you are? Or?
I am like frozen.
He puts his hands down as though realizing something about the situation. He stands up very timidly and walks in your direction with his hands very close to his body. You're not hurt, are you? Is everyone okay? I should have acted sooner. I was told not to do anything. I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate you. You probably just saved my life. So thank you. But
I saved you?
who told you not to move or do anything?
I don't remember. Somebody on the outside said to wait. But I can't wait, you know?
Wait for what?
You looked like you needed help.
I did. You did good.
Well, maybe I don't have to stay silent then, if I can help people. But and as he does, he kind of collapses to the ground, a crisscross formation. His hands kind of pull through his hood here, and as he throws the hat over, it's like basically like a crystal ball kind of skull. He has a normal bottom of his head, but his head's almost completely round with the hollowed out eyes. As he brushes back his head here, you being able to see completely through them. This is like just something straight out of a edgy ghost movie.
Okay.
This hits the ground. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who you are?
The old man called me Silence, but that... I can't stay silent any longer. People need me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I could do something about that? As he kind of looks up at you and his black abyss of the eyes connects with you, and you see deep within something very warm, something very loving, free.
What if we both tried to go out the door?
You'd go with me?
Hell yeah.
I think I can do that. I'm tired of being silent.
Let's go.
The figure stands up and holds his hand out. What do you do?
I take his hand.
And as you grip the hand, your form begins to glow an otherworldly green, just like the figure that exploded in front of you. And as the world around you seems to be completely enveloped in this light, and the sound and the sight is erased from you, you hear the soft whisper of the man, "I'll be right with you." And you wake up to a knock at your door. In fact, everyone does.
I was gonna say, isn't everyone here?
As you hear a series of
I quickly scramble and take one of the shooters out of my bag and shoot back.
You accidentally elbow me in the face. I'm like, ow!
Good morning.
What is happening?
Get up and go answer the door.
Do I remember that Mod exists?
That's. I don't think you can just like
Why?
wake up and ask that.
I want to know because if not, I'm gonna look for you.
You lay
Uh-huh.
as you collapse to the ground, and the world about you is phasing in and out of existence. Your vision quickly going to black. You can no longer hear. You can barely see. The only thing that seems to encompass your vision that remains as you feel your very essence kind of churning away is the figure of Cloudman standing above you, this close. And as he pulls up, he holds something in his hands, clutches it close to his chest, and releases. The item falls towards you, lands on your chest, and nothing. At the door, you said you're the one that answers it?
Mm-hmm.
A rather shocking guest is at your door. As you fling the door open, there's a robed individual here with very black to blue gradient hair running down here, and this very I'm done with that shit look on her face. Lua stands at the door with Maud on her shoulders.
Oh.
What the fuck? I actually say that out loud again.
Did you do something?
Did we get a long rest, Andy?
I was asleep.
No, you have not gotten a long rest yet.
God damn it.
Where did, what did,
This
how
has
did, where
interrupted
did,
you.
who are, what?
Darling, wouldn't you figure out how to speak again? Perhaps you can invite me in.
Come on in.
This
Lua,
man isn't
she
exactly
said.
light. He's got the machinery attached to him, for fuck's
Come
sake.
on.
Ma,
Yeah, but
what happened?
Oh, calm down. I don't know what's going on just as much as you do. Where did I put the fool?
I imagine I'm
Just
passed out.
on the
You are
bed.
completely
Okay,
unconscious.
Just like on the
Set him
floor
on
is
the
fine,
bed.
wherever.
Hmm?
Sit on the
Wherever.
bed.
Okay. As Luau kind of
A flat surface.
removes the arms from the shoulders and just kind of collapses you off the back onto the bed here.
Where's
You
Cloudman?
also notice Cloudman's gone. Hostel's gone as well. Mistress and Ember would have woken
God
up
damn
during
it.
this as well.
Where's Cloudman?
Cloudman's gone.
What is
Did you
going
see
on with our
Hostel?
men?
No, I don't know who your gnome friend was. I only followed
I
the
call hostile.
Okay. As you're passed the fuck out on this rooftop, catching raindrops in your mouth as the morning mist starts to continue.
With like a cigarette just hanging out.
Oh,
It's just
God.
completely
That's
damp from
smoking
saliva.
at the
You get a
same
call on your freaking Toyota phone or whatever. It's
Toyota phone?
I don't know what's the brand in this world. Okay, but you
I
get a
think
call.
I do that. I answer the phone. I'm just like,
Are you okay?
what?
Are you alive? Ew, what is that noise?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you get knocked
What's
out?
up? I mean,
Was there an attack?
sure.
What? Okay, where are you? Is Cloudman with you?
No, he was. Last I knew, he was down in the basement messing with the AC with Maud.
Okay, well, Maud is passed out. Luau just brought him up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where Cloud Man is. You weren't with them?
Nah, man, I was up on the roof chilling.
God damn it, Hostel. Get down here.
All right,
Just chilling.
I go down there.
Alright, so yeah, backtracking, you take the elevator system back down after like busting open the staff like entryway to get into this upstairs area. Go down a few flights before the elevator becomes available. Take it down to your floor, and sure enough, burst out this hall where the only open door there is the one where Luau just brought in the unconscious Maud into the room here. It's a very small room with now, what is it? Friggin' 7 people once again in the room, just all together at the same time. They're just like, Jesus, you're all in one room. Don't they give you money in this company? Lord.
We just like to slumber party. Leave us alone.
Okay, well,
And Maud's unconscious.
he's completely unconscious as he lays on the bed here. In fact, if
Can I
anyone
do-
wants to get a medicine check or an
I was gonna
arcana
say-
check on
Yeah,
him
I'll do
during
it
this
on-
time.
I can just go ahead and heal him.
I'm just gonna see if he's even alive. Like if he's
You
not
can if you want, yeah, well, if you guys want to do any sort of checks or
I'll
spells
do
at this
an
time,
Arcana
you can.
check on him.
Nice. We both wrote
14.
Let's see.
14 plus 7, so that's 21.
Then
21.
19 for medicine.
Okay. As you attempt to, a hostile, get an idea of what affliction is affecting him here now, it seems like as you attempt to kind of resonate with him here, the energy that you put into him is quickly swallowed up. Like something is affecting him that's like quickly eating away at something, and it's very much like staring into a black hole that's like eating away your very vision. It's a system that shouldn't exist, yet you're trying to put your hands on it, and it's incredibly uncomfortable.
Okay.
Ember, what'd you get?
19 for
19.
medicine.
Mana's alive and he's breathing and he seems relatively stable.
Okay.
He's not dying. In fact, one of the areas in which you would be able to locate a wound, a puncture wound into his side here that's dealt with a very thin blade, is barely opened up at all. There's no blood coming from it. And it's like, it's not like it's healing itself, but it was just like a scratch. And what were you doing, Melody?
Well, I was gonna cast Cure Wounds, but if they were rushed over first, let me see.
So we did it. in
Yeah,
fact,
I'll
a
just
long
do
rest.
a level 1 Cure Wounds.
Not yet, you were interrupted.
Just to be safe.
Could have just waited for like 3 more hours.
I don't know. You're the one who went out with them and didn't watch them.
I didn't go out with them.
We're
That's
also grown-ups.
Baron, fat boy.
12 hit points back.
Okay.
Nice.
You don't see anything about his demeanor change.
God damn it, Maud! What happened to you? Are you in there?
Well,
I'm like holding him up by his shirt. I'm like, talk to me.
It's just like
well, it's like I continued my pursuit once the two of them left. They went to some basement area and, well, your Cyocton friend went nutso and attacked him. And then, sure enough, fled into the Tran gate that was down there, in case you were curious.
That mother.
You shouldn't be able to take the Tran gate.
Well, he used a symbol. He didn't. It's not one of the Legion Tran gates. It's
Did you
one that's in the
hear?
basement.
Did you hear why he would do that? Did they argue?
I listened as much as I could. Most I could gather was he seemed to have thought that your friend here was a traitor.
I want to do an investigation to see if it seems like Maud is Maud.
Okay.
And not some random, because we've been concerned about that.
Shit.
This investigation.
Yeah.
I think I have negative to that.
Might be an insight. Might be better.
Yeah, let's do inside 22.
22. He's unconscious. There's only so much you can glean from an unconscious man. It very much resembles Maud, though, wearing the same clothing that he had when he was before he departed.
I whisper in his ears and I say, which direction should we head
He
next?
even has all the items. lays there is like this. Struck him down with the weapon, and then left into the portal.
Can I, upon hearing about the weapon, could I do some
Sorry.
sort of like
This is what I thought of.
Arcana check or something? Again, like on the weapon itself, or like history maybe to see.
Thing is, like, Lua is giving you basically just like a rundown of what's going on here. It's hard to glean too well without have actually seen it. Just
Right.
going off what's heard.
I just know because I've kind of been trying to figure out what the hell this knife is. Like maybe if I could do some sort of check, like remembering the knife or remembering like that kind of stuff.
You make a history check real quick if you want.
And since it is related to a magical item,
Yeah.
I get that twice my proficiency bonus.
Nice.
Just do it.
Tiny baby
I'm gonna go and use my inspiration. 'Cause
Yeah, you waste that inspiration.
God. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's a 14.
God, you said.
24.
Oh, okay.
God.
24. Woo. That's where it was when I got it. You remember this weapon on multiple occasions throughout your travel with Cloudman.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Cloudman striking himself during your frost attack in the middle of the bout in the alleyway, completely negating the item's effect. You also remember him stabbing you with the same dagger in the van on your way to Alon, I believe it was, to remove the wristband. Alan,
Sorry.
to remove the cursed
Alan.
wristband that Celestian gave you as well.
Okay.
I think he used, those were the two effects he used in you as well. This figure's, you know the dagger seems to cancel stuff out. And at least that's what makes sense. Cloudman mentioned a little bit of it
Canceled.
during the last time you guys went together. It says that the dagger was created on the city where he's from. And these items were kind of created to contain things, to contain souls.
Yeah.
And it seems to cancel stuff out. But from there, you're not entirely sure what the extent of it is. All you know is that Maud was stabbed with it. He's no longer conscious.
Okay. Great.
I don't want to seem like a hero here, but I don't know why I brought him up.
Well, we appreciate it.
Your friend left a bunch of stuff by the gate, by the way. I don't know if you were curious. I didn't touch anything with your friend.
Will you show me where he was?
I can try. I don't necessarily know how they got there, but you're free to investigate.
Tie my.
My business with you is not over until I get to the city, after all, so you might as well everyone wake up. And she kind of points to Maud, who's laying on the bed here, is like, what about him? You taking him with?
Not downstairs. I just want to go get a look. I mean, as you said, he's big. I don't want to drag him around.
I got him.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Just put him in the bag.
I put him on my back.
Maud is unwittingly being put into a weekend at Burries type scenario here.
Honestly.
As you go down to reach for Maud, a series of what seems to be red electricity runs across his body as he begins to jolt for a second.
Yeah.
Maud. Are you ready?
That's the loaded question. Okay.
Let's go, girls.
Oh my god, your friend's gonna go.
Oh,
Are we gonna get a coma dream? Because I hope it's just that music video.
Which music video? Just
Just a fever
A
dream.
man,
Feel like a
bad
woman.
woman.
that music video is a fever dream.
The video's great. I watched it.
I'm gonna use this moment to go pee. I have to go so bad.
Go for it.
Otherwise I'll just pee on the futon.
Don't. do
Oh,
that.
don't do that.
He makes a pee-pee futon.
Pee-pee futon.
This is awkward because I have to poop.
Oh no! Well,
Better poop out
there's two
upstairs.
bathrooms.
Upstairs.
Emergency impromptu break. Do with that what you will.
It's like, please don't leave the water sound running. Go after you.
Good luck.
Ah.
Kyle, how's the new house?
It's good.
You getting it all set up?
Yeah, we got only like a couple boxes left in the basement
That's awesome.
to unpack, and that's it.
And you're fully out of the old place?
Not quite. I'm just going over. Like, I just haven't had a lot of time to like go over and finish getting everything out and get it clean.
Okay.
Because I spent a few hours there today. And I've got like, I feel like I've got like half of it done.
That's good.
But I've got another week, so.
Good deal.
Yeah. What about you guys? When are you officially?
So we are getting all of the paneling inside taken out and putting drywall in.
Okay. Just
So-
completely redoing all of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that the guy's starting on Wednesday. He said it will take him a week,
Yeah.
and then we're hoping next week will take Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to paint, and then do our big move that weekend.
Nice.
September 25th.
So hopefully, we
Yeah.
were at the house pretty much all day today, getting some electrical issues fixed.
Yeah.
Because like the main room didn't have an overhead light, which
Gotcha,
is
yeah.
annoying. So we
Yeah.
we were like, this is the best time since we can rip out the walls and like.
Right. Like you want to get it all done. Like it's a pain in the ass to do that when like all your stuff is there. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
We got that done. We got our like over the range microwave finally mounted and
Hell yeah.
put in. So
Ran the electric cord.
yeah.
I'd like to get it. I'd like to mount a microwave. That'd help. That would free up some kitchen space. But yeah, if you wanna, if you guys need anything, call me up. I'm happy to help.
We're probably gonna just rent a truck like you guys did, and then call everyone and say, "Hey, we're moving today. Feel free to come."
Yeah. Absolutely. Andrew, that was quite a dramatic fart you did earlier, considering you needed to poop. That was a.
It propelled me up the stairs. Oh yeah, it was.
God, I didn't even know that.
You're like Milo in fart bending.
What?
Have you seen Legend of Korra?
I've seen the first season.
Yeah, I've only seen the first season of Korra.
You guys.
You didn't binge it all in like a week?
No, because it got done with the first season, and I realized that it wasn't all just one continuous story, and I kind of got like discouraged from it.
I know,
Yeah,
it's like
the
those
thing with-
weird
If
jumbles. Like,
it'll help you get back into it, there's a character that fart bends. So
It's fabulous.
he's an airbender, but most of his airbending comes out of his butthole.
Butt bender.
Great.
Butt bender.
Is that a character from Futurama?
It's just Bender.
It's just yeah.
I know, I was just kidding.
All right.
Making one of
Mod.
those sweet jokes.
It's been a couple days since your call with Ballista. Her whereabouts unknown. All you have to your possession. You possess a note. A note leading you to a town deep south in the Mississippi. And the little hope you have left for the situation you're in, your safety of you, your friends, anyone else you would have cared about in this organization of lies and deceit and bloodshed for an unknown cause, are leading you down this solitary road in the midst of night as the rain pours heavily over you. The only thing illuminating nearby is the minuscule moon above you and a single street light in the distance. It's kind of be pushing you in this direction. You've avoided most forms of transportation, at least up until this point, not knowing what dangers your path is going to bring you on. But you move forward. You walk closer and closer to this light fixture that sits along this intersection. and eventually you reach it. You reach this corner gas station slash what can only be described as a trucker's APCO-esque establishment run out of the back for travelers that have been avoiding the drone system for transporting goods that happen to pass by on this semi-residential road that's heading southward in the midst of nowhere. The lights are on. As far as you're aware, it's dry in there.
Yeah. What do you do? I'll go in.
You enter the establishment here, entering in a complete change of mood as the atmosphere goes from this dark, dreary, despairing blue to this warm yellow that kind of fills the small bar-esque area around you here. There's several figures sitting here as well, which you could tell as there are just a couple small trucks parked out of the back. People that are stopping in for small eats before taking off again, or possibly here to simply crash in the backs of their cars for the night, having a nice place to park where at least some sort of civilization can hover about them and make sure that they're not ransacked in the night by highwaymen or whoever derelicts walk these streets in the rain. At the bar is kind of a life-trained younger man who's nursing the waters to a man at the far end, and occasionally getting a house draft to the man that's sitting in the middle. There's only two other people at the bar. Just this kind of life-drawn adolescent. He's not probably in his mid-20s, rushing back and just working through his night shift. But you have plenty of chairs available for you.
I'll take a seat. So you said that there's the one guy on the far left end and then another in the middle who's having
Yes,
beers.
the man on the far left seems to be pretty buzzed, and is just kind of swaying in his chair here and continuously knocking water back, but he's still just very jovial and just kind of, ooh,
I'll just sit on the opposite and the right end of
the far opposite.
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me.
Yeah. Gotta get my virtual dice up.
Virtualdice.net.
That's not what I use. I use dang Google.
It's my bad.
Dang Google.
This episode brought to you by Dang.
But dang Google.
Dang, Google.
That's a dirty 20 on perception.
Nice.
The man who was swaying and kind of enjoying himself in the far corner, as you begin to walk across the room, silences himself and makes eye contact with you. He looks over and is kind of grinning in your direction, as though excited for a new friend, you know? As you kind of cross over, he doesn't make it, he makes it clearly obvious that he's kind of got his attention on you, but as this man in the middle cuts through your perception of him, yeah, that feeling fades as he can no longer see you through this person there. You sit down at the bar and the man walks over and is like, hey, thanks for stopping in so late. Can I get you anything?
Yeah, just give me a beer, something cheap and strong.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. And you want just a regular dark beer? Is that okay? It's mostly what we got around here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or is it what's in front of you? You reach out, grab it with an arm that you're not used to. Kind of hard to get the bearings
drop
on.
the glass.
Kind of hard to even get the bearings on how to operate such delicate item with an item that you yourself are so alien with here, and with such a seated sort of resentment towards, even at the same time. But you managed to make it work. As you put down your first drink, someone sits down right next to you at the bar. This younger gentleman with kind of this
drenched dark gray, this dark gray windbreaker sits down in front of you here in these kind of raggedy jeans. Like, he'd basically been walking for miles. The bottom of his pants are just stained in mud. And it's got like this kind of raggedy, unkempt hair. Like, he woke up in the morning and didn't give two fucks if anybody judged him on what his appearance was. Slight stubble coming in, and just kind of a brightness to him as he looks over at you. It's like, what's up?
This is not the either the two guys who's.
This is the guy.
Oh, this is the guy from.
He
the
got
opposite.
up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Walked over to
I
you.
thought I did. Okay. Yeah. I say. Well, I was enjoying the empty end of the bar. Was.
Care for a visitor? As he slides what appears to be a series of like at least like 20 quarters forward on the table. This one's on me, bartender.
What are we
Care
playing?
for a little company?
What are we fucking playing? Skee ball?
We can. I don't know what kind of a places this far south has to acquire with such men of character like you and me. But I'll do whatever. But first we drink. Another water for me.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm just easing up on my night.
Yeah, I can see that. Well. Yeah. Why not?
Nice. He sits back just like so. Traveling this late at night?
Yeah.
What for?
No. It's about all I'm doing these days.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, life pulls you in every direction. Kind of hurts after a while to fight it. And so I end up here. I like it though.
Yeah.
Keeps me alive. What's your name, traveler? Who am I making this drink out to?
You can call me Maud.
Maud. Interesting. Was that some sort of leisure name? Doesn't sound like a family game. Which I'm not judging. You can name yourself whatever you want.
Yeah, you could say it's a Legion name.
Cool. Well, nice to meet you, Maud. Name's Match.
Nice to meet you, Match. I'll shake his hand.
He shakes his hand here. You feel this kind of the excitement of this man, like, seems to rush into you. Basically, like, it seems like some dude meeting his childhood hero. It's very bizarre, yet kind of uplifting at the same time. In this kind of desolate state that you're in right now, it's annoying, but at the same time, a little relieving. But at the same time, he sits down. You heading south here like me?
Yeah. You know, I was just gonna blow you off, but you know, it's been a while since I've talked to anyone, and you've piqued my interest.
Well, that's kind of rude.
Well,
Was it something I said? I thought I was
No.
being pretty charming.
no, it's nothing you did or said. It's just I've been on my own for a bit and just trying to figure my own shit out, and it's been a bit since I've just talked to anyone.
Really? Well, hey man, I do talking for a living. I think this was a match made right here in this little corner of heaven.
Okay, I'll allow the one pun,
Was
and
it a
only
pun?
the one pun.
God, I'm dumb.
Did you not even mean to do that?
You know what? Bartender, I'll take what he's having actually. As he reaches into his pocket and just grabs another handful of quarters, just pushes it forward here. So, Maud, where are you going? Can't be traveling south without a vehicle or access to a tram gate for nothing. You must be down on your luck.
Yeah, I'm just, a friend told me to meet him in Pelgrass.
Pilgrass! Just the little coast town down south, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Dude, I'm meeting a buddy down there too. We should travel together. I've been traveling like by foot for at least like a week now. I need something to clear my space, man.
You know, it's funny, we've both been heading that way on foot. I thought I would have, you know, seen you by now.
Oh, well. Believe it or not, I actually didn't get here that long ago. I feel like it's just a coincidence that you happen to step in right after I did. I mean, there's different roads, there's intersections that I could have taken. I tend to take the scenic route. You don't need to judge me about that. And
No,
I'll
that's-
judge you on your... Well, I don't have a reason to judge you.
No, I suppose the feeling's mutual. What business do you have in Palegrass?
A buddy of mine's meeting me down there.
Well,
So-
I guess you said that. I guess more my question is why, why are you in the same sort of predicament?
Oh,
No,
you mean...
no transportation, no tram gate.
Well, a couple of reasons. I tend to get in trouble a lot, And judging from you in the same exact situation, I can't say that you're far off. Am I wrong?
Eh,
There's gotta be a reason why you're avoiding the feds. I mean, you don't have to hide from me.
I guess you could say that. It's a long story. Not really gonna get into, but I've got my reasons.
Well, I don't know if I told you, but I do a little bit of talking for a living. Do you mind if I try?
Yeah, what do you mean?
During this next several set of minutes, up to almost a couple hours at a time here, this individual sits with you and through every pocket that he has on his body continues to supply more loose change, continuing to buy your beers. He buys it for himself too, and the two of you chat about anything. About ideology, about favorite foods, just everything stupid in the world that crosses by comes about to the point where this man's almost belligerent talking to you, Match here. So let me ask you this, Mr. Mod. What would you do if your boss fired you for being too good at your job?
This doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I know it's fucking
Why?
stupid. I tell it like if I put in like the forefront of work for the company, you think I would get like I don't know, like at least a parade, but
Getting fired doesn't that doesn't make any sense. It's just like threat that you're gonna take his place.
no, I think I went wrong when I told him I was gonna fucking beat his ass when
What
he did
the
it.
fuck, man?
Well, I think it was just a write up, but then things went. It was pretty. So you have had a situation like this. You look like the man who really likes to tell the man upstairs to go eat his shit, don't you? I bet you do.
Oh, I can't say I've ever really done it, but I mean, I've been in a position where I sure wanted to.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. What you got, old man?
Oh, it's I got put into a combat scenario where I just like gesture towards my arm, and
No way.
I mean I
You
had
got a fake arm?
I mean yeah.
Let me check that out. He holds his hand out towards you right now.
Rod hesitates for a bit, but eventually he puts his arm out. for
As he
the
grabs it, he
investigate.
kind of puts his hands over here. You see the back of his hand has a tattoo running across the back of his wrist here that resembles like a series of. It basically resembles like an opened up like maw with a rhombus on the end of it. I'll show you a description of it
Okay.
here in a few, but it just has this faint tattoo on the back of his hand here. He's looking over. He's like, "This is Mark V, isn't it?"
Yeah, that's
I know a Mark V when I see one. These guys, they don't even sell these, like, these barely even go out to upper echelon. And I know, my family works for Bravemind. They know all the stuff when it comes to what's coming out lately. So, how is you gonna hold to something this cool?
it's funny because that I got put into this situation where I lost this arm, and this is just what I woke up with. This is what they gave me, and I'm sure that they thought that I would do great things for them with this technology, and I don't want anything to do with it anymore. So
you ran from the Legion?
well, guess you could say that. I didn't really put that much thought into it. I had business elsewhere, and I went and found it. I'm trying to find it.
Remember when I said that I pissed off my boss and yelled at him when I got fired?
Yeah.
Yeah, I yelled at some top people. I'm not actually supposed to be out here either. We have a lot more in common than I thought we did. It's interesting.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I'm sorry that for this moment, it seems like he kind of wills himself to sober up just a little bit, just to kind of sow some form of reasonality behind his thought processes here. And he swallows up a little bit. He's like, you don't mind if I talk a little bit, do you? I understand you got a place to go, but it's been so long since I've talked to somebody that, well, matters. If that means anything.
I mean, that's what we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking this long. Why am I going to stop you now?
Where do I start? My sister and I both joined the Legion quite a while ago. She was smart, I was creative, and at the end of the day, I didn't succeed. Creativity without talent really didn't get me very far, so I figured I'd find that elsewhere. I, along with some input from my family within ranks, managed to stabilize some funds for me. And I ended up getting a pretty sweet gig doing radio on a bunch of AM networks that ran through half the West Coast. I don't know if you ever listen to do you listen to the radio, Mud?
Not really. That's, not often anyway. Not often enough that I would probably recognize.
That's fair. My show has been down for about half a year, maybe longer at this point, but I ran a talk show called The Moon's Lantern that basically elaborated and accentuated the idea of nonfiction storytelling. I told stories from dusk till dawn, deep into the late of night, and eventually I got tired of lying to people, making up tales of people that never existed, whose lives never impacted people like you and me, and eventually, I asked for help. My sister got me some files, told me some names, and I started learning about people that have been wronged by this world, people that are hurt by this organization, this celestial body that seems to gravitate around us like a governing shield. So I started telling their stories of the people that were wronged, the people that were the underdogs. But I didn't tell them like they were people. I told them like they were heroes. I told their stories like these were the people that were given a destiny, and at the end of the story always failed. But I believed in them, and the people that listened to my stories believed in me too. I told them for months. My sister would funnel them into me, and I'd make up these grandiose tales of these heroes that should have existed but never were given the chance. And eventually one of them found me. They showed up at my radio door one day, and fell in love. I fell in love with someone I had thought I knew everything about. I told their story to the world like they were some hero that didn't get the chance they deserved, and there's so much more to these people, and God, are they amazing. So after meeting her and falling in love and growing my influence, I told more stories. Lots of them. And the more I told, the more they'd come and find me. The more I became a hero to someone that wasn't the person who was in control. And I thought I was doing the world a favor by giving these people their freedom, the freedom that was taken away from them. And then one day I talked too much. Told a story that was a little too real on the radio. My station was abolished before my broadcast ended. And I've been running for quite some time. But thankfully, due to the people that I met through telling their stories, I ran into some very colorful folk that were able to take care of me for a long time. In fact, one of them I'm going to visit now. Palegrass, right? I believe that's where he told me to meet him. I hate to take up any more of your time, Maud. You don't mind if I tell you one last story, right? Is that okay?
No, that's fine.
Have you heard the story of the man in the 8 mountains?
I don't think I have.
This one's a doozy. Pull up a water because you're going to want to be sober for this one. Once, in a land devoid of normality and technology and any sense of set rules, barbaric land at that, there's a quaint village with a group of stupid yet beautiful people. And this village was protected by 8 great mountains. The mountains stood peering far above the sky, above the clouds, above the very land itself, and protected the people every single day. The people, they weren't organized. They had very little of a civilization to communicate with their protectors. So they picked one. They picked a person at random. And that person's job was to see as their, interloper. To make sure that the mountains kept the peace with them, you know? But one day a 9th member showed up. A mountain far bigger than all 8 of the other mountains combined, yet looked exactly like the villagers. It's because of this that none of the mountains recognized the new interloper, and allowed it to slip within the borders. Once the 9th mountain stepped foot inside, it was up to the man in charge to keep the peace. But we're talking of a mountain bigger than 8 combined versus one little man. He was crushed, tossed aside, and even abandoned by his own people. And just like that, the mountain began to sap away at their lives, control them from the shadows, while the other mountains blissfully stared into the sky without any sort of knowledge of what was happening to their people. Destitute and alone and barely hanging on to life, the boy who was abandoned by his people and his guardians went off on a little adventure. One by one, he climbed all 8 of the mountains. He dealt with vast seas, fiery hellscapes of desert, and trees that seemed to gnash and eat away at his skin as he ran into them. The landscape itself fighting every step step of his journey, but he made it to the top of every mountain. And one by one asked them for help. And they said yes. With the power of the 8 mountains, the man returned to his village and began his final quest. As he walked up the tallest and largest one of them all. Would you like to know how it ends?
Yeah.
So would I. Unfortunately, that man's still climbing. And I'd very much like to help him get there. Wow. Feeling a little sober. Maybe that's for the best. Maud, was it?
Yeah.
I got a little confession for you, buddy.
Okay.
Your name's not Maud, is it? You don't trust me, do you? I get it. I'm a stranger. I've been ranting to someone I've never met before for hours now. I wouldn't trust me either. But even if you don't trust me, I might ask you to do a favor for me. Would you be able to hear me out just a little longer?
What do you? How do you know about me?
Well, I followed you here. I've been following you for a little bit. Because I don't think anybody else can help me right now. And if you say yes or no to helping me, well, I'd understand, but I don't know where else to go. And I think I can help you too.
I mean, out of everyone you could ask for help, why me? Why somebody who has outcast himself and is on this solitary journey?
Because it's for that exact reason. And as he says this, he holds out his hand. And within the palm of his hand, now splayed out in front of you now, is a small, dark green cartridge that he holds out with his trembling hands as his eyes look painfully at you. You've been hurt. People that continue to hurt. And I can try to bring justice to you, but I need you to trust me.
What is it you want from me?
Come outside and I can show you. He stands up and he walks out. Pays attention to not the bartender, doesn't give another glance to you nor any of the patrons, and walks straight out the door into the rain as he's holding this cartridge that you know very well, at least from your current experience and the tools that you've got, is something that you can use.
I'll cautiously follow him out the door.
As you walk out, he's like, I'm not supposed to have this. A buddy of mine made this, in fact. A friend that I'm actually going to meet where you're going made this. And I can't protect it any longer. I have too many people coming after me. But you can be anyone you want, can't you? As he rushes towards you and hands it to you. You can be anyone. Unlike me. Who's just a dead man. As he backs up a couple steps.
What am I supposed to do? Like, this you've given me this thing. I don't know what it is. What I still don't understand.
Try it. Please. I'd like to see it one more time. If you're okay with that. As he cautiously steps back a few steps.
Yeah, I'll hesitate for a few moments, and then eventually I'll decide to hop into place.
You place the cartridge within you here in what seems to be a radiant wave of this dark green energy rushes through your new arm and quickly begins to alter, opens up, and the core form inside begins to assimilate into this pole-like obelisk with glyphs and markings running down all sides that seems to pulsate as it stands there, being drizzled with the downpour of rain around you. And as it sits there, radiates a otherworldly glow. During my time with my friend, we made a series of items that we weren't supposed to make. We made 3 of them. I made one, my friend made another, and my enemy made the last one. I'm where I am right now because I took these from them. And you'd be doing the world a great favor by keeping this safe.
What? You said you made this. What even is it? This is... I've never seen anything like this.
It's a tool. It's hard to describe, but everywhere this tool points, wherever it screams, wherever it shows, is followed by silence. And I'm hoping that maybe you can get it to talk. I wish I could give you more info. To this moment, he gets very, very close to you. Do you still keep the, as he runs up to you and the pillars out above, he puts his hands along the side of it here. Silence is the key. For if you run into any more like this one, well, hopefully its job will work.
When you say,
Wait,
when you say anything like this one, do you mean, are you talking about these other 2 objects? Or is there more just like this?
Yes. And as he says this, he steps in close to you, and you feel a slight jab at your stomach. And you look down, and in your abdomen, there is a long, what seems to be kind of glowing, pulsating red katana pierced through your stomach.
Oh.
Now, this is gonna seem like this is a bit too much. And as he's saying this,
what are you doing?
you hear something in your head. I apologize for this. One day I can make this up to you, hopefully. Okay, I know this is gonna seem bad. This makes me seem like I'm doing something wrong to you, but this is important. There are things that you know now that other people cannot know about. They cannot know about what you hold. I'll be in Palegrass soon, okay? his other hand that sits on you as the knife withdraws from you, and as this happens, you feel a wave of exhaustion coat over your body here. The black sky flashes white for a moment, and you feel yourself grow sick to your stomach as this no blood drips from you, only the rain. But you begin to sway, and as he sits there and grabs your shoulders, I'll be in pale grass soon, okay? When you get there, there are 3 things that I need you to do for me, okay? You'll remember this whole thing soon. I know you will, because this all is connected. If everybody does what they're supposed to, then this is gonna work out. Okay? 3 things. Stay with me, Maud. First thing, my buddy's waiting there. I can't guarantee that I'll make it there before the people after me reach me. I can't guarantee it, so you'll have to meet him. You can't miss him. You won't miss him. He'll look for you. Second thing, you and I know people. Know people from above that have told us things, stories about the world above us, the Legion. It's gonna be selfish, but I need you to do this for me if you can possibly do this. I need you to look out for my little sister, okay? She believes in you, and she's out there, and she's waiting for you. She's somewhere out there, and I can't save her, and you gotta do this. Third thing, okay? I don't know what I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna look like if this doesn't work out. But I need to know, if you see me again before this works out, I need you. Please, don't trust me. He lets go, you fall back, crash onto the ground, the rain rushing over your head. Everything was black. Your eyes open, and you see your friends standing above you, eager to see your response.
Do I remember all of this?
You remember
now?
everything.
Yeah. I'll.
Now we're back!
Yeah.
Holy shnikes.
I have a couple questions really quick, Andrew,
Yeah.
I also got a pistol.
so I can make sure my notes
I
are
got pissed!
Was that guy's name Match?
Match. Yes.
Okay. And then what was the title of his radio show?
The Moon's Lantern.
Ah. I was like really trying to write down all the details of that story. I was like, "Ah."
Well, in theory,
Which I know I wouldn't
hopefully
know
Maud
about.
would convey that to you guys. But, so, like, right now you don't know.
Well, I know I don't know, but Kayla.
Yeah. Does anybody want a soda? I have Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola.
Ooh.
I have water as well if you need water.
I'll take a Dr. Pepper.
Sorry, this has been very lore heavy. I've been wanting to get this out of the way for a while now, though.
You're good.
What did you guys say?
I'm good. Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm just trying to figure out
Get some Dr. Pepper.
where we have books. Thank you. Kayla. We're on episode 2 of season 7.
Nice.
I'm so excited. Wow.
Bye-bye.
It was so funny because as soon as
Andrew, I
was
messaged
wondering
you.
if
Will you
there
look?
was-
Yeah, it was someone you're
No, it's another one.
Oh.
Probably gonna, hey, we don't
It was
really
as
have
soon
much
as I think
hardware.
Bobby or someone mentioned Leviathan, which was
I'm
like,
wondering
oh.
if
It's the
I
sad
was like,
season.
that's not good, and I was like, it's okay, it's a pretty cool season.
Yeah, remember that morning we watched it and just cried a lot?
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. I just love the title screen.
looked very thin.
And it was like when Cass was like acting all crazy
Before
before he started like going and everything, he's just like, he looks insane, and I'm like, yeah, he's got evil things inside of him.
Anything else anybody need before we continue? Now that cutscene time is over.
Cutscene time over.
Oh, I need to run to my house real fast. Can I do that?
Yeah.
See you in an hour.
See you in an hour. Okay.
He's actually.
Maud, you wake up. Many faces are above you now. Door wide open, and even Lua is in the room with you right now, standing above you. The last thing before all this rushed over you was Cloudman cutting you down and basically dropping something on you.
Yeah, I just lay there and I just go, oh, that motherfucker.
What happened?
What? I was just trying to help you. Don't call me a motherfucker.
Not-
You're
not-
a motherfucker. Fuck you, Juan.
You're a motherfucker, but you're not the motherfucker I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about Cloudman.
What happened?
He seemed to think that I was my doppelganger, for lack of a better term, and he stabbed me with his dagger.
That's what that word is.
I mean, it has been pretty shady up in here. Why is he concerned about your doppelganger?
He thinks that I'm him. He saw my the fact that I can change my appearance, the fact that I have this Psyactin technology, that he thinks that I'm him, and I don't know how to convince him otherwise, but he's dead set on it, and now I assume he's gone?
Yeah, I don't think we have to convince him of anything right now because he's not here. So what, he just stabbed you and left you to die?
He stabbed me, and it was like the world faded from existence around me. It wasn't even like losing consciousness. It was like more than that. And then I remembered some things.
Like what? Like your life flashed before your eyes? Or?
Kinda, but it was so specific. It was. I think I know who our friend is. Our friend who brought us all together, who left the "Don't Trust Me" message.
Oh shit. You remembered something about him?
Yeah. He.
What, do we just have to like stab ourselves to remember?
I don't
or-
know. I don't know how it works.
Give me the knife.
But because like, can I do like any kind of check to see if like anything has changed about myself, other than the fact that I've gained this memory now? Or
He's actually a giant bug now.
I mean,
And we're like, we weren't gonna tell you.
Okay, Gregor.
Give me a wisdom check.
yeah,
You
sure.
look down and you realize that you are Cloudman.
Oh no, this is bad news!
Holy
I
shit.
cannot believe it! I am You can be Cloudman if you want to.
This is a 15.
Yeah, why don't you prank us more with that? Come on.
I could.
It's hilarious.
I'm waiting for a really good.
Aside from the info, it doesn't look like anything permanent has changed about you. You have all your memories. You're there in front of them. Nothing's changed. Except for what was removed from you.
But yeah, which is the item.
Well, you're...
An item. Something.
Also, checking your belongings again. You have everything on you.
Okay.
All of your tools, including your MAD cartridges, are all there.
Okay, and that includes the glowing.
That includes the glowing one. It's there too.
Okay.
And at this moment, as you go check for these items, there, Lua pipes up. Is like, yes, one of your cartridges was sitting on your chest when I peeled your soapy body off the ground.
Sophie.
It was the green one. I put it back in your pocket though.
Why is it Sophie?
Well, I appreciate it, but I don't know why. I don't know why he wouldn't just take it, because I mean, he obviously thinks I'm a threat, and
He probably didn't think you were gonna wake up.
I guess. But
What did you remember?
so before I met you guys, while I was on my way to Palegrass, I had stopped into a bar, and I had met someone, and before I had just met him at the bar, and I blacked out immediately after that, and I just woke up and I had this cartridge that I didn't know anything about. But now it's so clear to me. He bought me drinks. We engaged in hours of conversation. He told me his story. and then he gave me this thing, and he stabbed me. He stabbed me with some kind of a red sword.
It was the same.
just keeps-
You would
keeps stabbing
recognize
you.
it to be the same red sword Cloudman had.
Yeah.
So he stabbed you, and then it like repressed the memories, and when Cloudman stabbed you, it released them.
Maybe.
you-
Because it's the same, as far as I can tell, it's the sword that he stabbed me with is Cloudman's sword. And for what it's worth, if this is going to jog anybody else's memory, his name, or at least he says his name, is Match.
Does that jog a memory?
It does.
Okay. Can you
It's-
tell us the memory it jogs?
As it's not so much that it jogs a memory, but
Or just
as the
sounds
name is
familiar.
said, even like for Hostel, your conversation with him and Dahlia back there, it swims back to in an instant. The static that had been coding this memory before fades at that moment.
Okay.
And everyone else too. Back to the alleyway, it's clear as day. How was his name? But how do you know him?
I don't know. Kyle, do you share the rest of the information?
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the
So
story?
I'll.
If you want to, like, for
Sister.
brevity's sake, just like say
Yeah,
repeat
yeah,
it.
sure,
Or if
I'll-
you want,
I'll-
if you want to have a way you want to say it. you
Yeah,
can.
I mean, I can. I mean, other than that, he told me he ran a radio show called The Moon's Lantern, where he told stories of people who were like the underdog heroes of society who never got to see the outcomes that they wanted. And he told me that he was meeting somebody in Palegrass, and I think that the person that he was, I guess I know now the person that he was meeting is Cloudman.
So the question comes down to: is Cloudman the friend, or is he the enemy?
He's a friend of Match, and Match seems to be a friend of us. But also,
I'm just, okay. Let me clarify that I understood this right.
yeah,
He said he and a friend made 2 objects,
yes. So,
and then his enemy made the last.
yeah. So I mean, for brevity's sake, yeah, I'll clarify all of that. He made one of the objects, and I'll explain that. Like, I believe that the object that I have is the one that he made. His friend, assumingly Cloudman, made the other, and then their enemy made the third. And the
But he didn't say that Cloudman was the friend.
no, he did not
We're
specifically
just-
say.
Assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, just based on-
I'm just saying he
Cloudman
stabbed
also-
you. So.
Cloudman also didn't make the weapon he had. He told us that.
Yeah.
He
someone
told
else
us that he
did.
got it from Match. Now we know his name, but he told us that he got it from Match.
Yeah.
So
Which we don't know if Cloudman was being entirely truthful though. I mean,
What I'm confused about is how Cloudman remembered him and not us.
right. Something happened to
You do know that. You were there when Cloudman told you that he was the one that struck Match down. In the
Well,
elevator
yeah.
With the
I knew that,
with
but
the racing dagger, which
oh, that would okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
So you tell us that.
Yeah, no, I'll say, it's Cloudman did say something to me before he tried to kill me. He did. I mean, he thought that I was somebody else, but on top of that, he admitted that he had killed Match, and he used the same dagger that he used to try to kill me. And that makes so much more sense now, but it doesn't explain why I'm still here. Like, why did something save me? I don't
feel like that dagger's intention is to kill, or at least not what he did to you.
No, it's
Where is your cartridge? Like, where are you holding it out?
I assume that
Where's
I
the
made
item?
sure it was okay and it's still in my satchel, and I pull it out and I say,
Can I see it?
this might be the only thing that saved me.
Okay. I'll take it. So he said that whatever this points to is made of silence.
He says where he
Make
says
silence.
he's something like wherever this points, it makes silence.
I'm gonna break this so
follows.
bad.
Yeah, silence follows.
Silence
Yeah.
follows. I put shows on a tool that whatever it points to is made of silence.
Is this something that you've had before?
This is something I've had the whole time. I've just never.
Have I seen it?
Yeah, he even pulled this
Yeah.
out during the fight, like when you and Maud were drunk out in the alleyway. He
I
pulled this
brought it out.
This was the item Pisces tried to put in and exploded his armor in the fight with Fisty. That
Okay.
What
stole
I'm
it.
wondering.
So I have done a check on this before.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is.
Yeah, Maud's
if-
had this the whole game.
Yes.
What I'm wondering
Don't know
is
what to do
if
with
this is. What I'm wondering is if this is what's causing the static.
Oh.
Because it's silence, right?
Yeah.
And I know in my case. So in my case, sorry, things are happening in my brain.
What
And
is it
I'm stressed out. So Andrew, remind me, when I was in Puerto, that's when the
Yeah, that's when you.
Yeah, that's when you used the boombox.
Okay, so Puerto had no magic, so it turned off your silence thing,
That would make sense.
which then turned on my radio.
But I like to think that as you're
It's a
explaining
thought.
all this, you're actually like dabbing.
I don't. I'm like, I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm still like
So
describing.
is this thing like?
Is it big? Is
Is
it
this
small?
thing
I'm
the
just holding
cause
it like
of all
It's
this
a
in
cartridge,
our-
so it's small.
Yeah, once it's outside, it's like teeny tiny, but it's basically like the size of his forearm once he.
Yeah.
Once he
And
puts
it's
it
just
in,
like
it
it's just like a
transforms out.
pole.
Is
Wonder
this
if
like
it's
the
like an
cause of all the
obelisk,
static
basically.
then? Do we think, or is that
What's the question?
is this cartridge the cause of the static?
I wonder if it's the cause of the static around us, or if it's like a smaller piece to a bigger puzzle that's causing the like universal static.
So what happened?
But I don't
whenever
know.
we put it in?
It's just silence.
I mean, you can ask Mon to put it in if you want.
I'm just like, because you have put it in front of me.
I really want to break
Yeah.
What happened?
All it does is it forms into like this obelisk, like you said. It's and it's like glowing and it has like sigils all up and down it.
We're in a hotel, right, Andrew?
Yeah, you're in this.
Is there a
kind
TV?
of sanctioned Manaveras hotel.
Is there a TV?
Yeah, there's a little tiny one.
I turn it on.
Little
okay.
tiny baby
So
TV.
have you tried like?
You do that.
What channel? Like, what's happening on the TV?
What channel? Okay,
Is
there's
it like a thing.
There's actually a series of different
Like a
things.
TV now.
You turn it on, and the default thing that's on is kind of like the news. You
Perfect.
see, you watch it, or you just notice that the news. Was
No, I just want to see if something's on, and then I want to tell Mod to put that in and point it to the TV and see what happens.
All right. I mean,
Put it in. Everybody back up.
I mean,
Everybody backs up 10 feet.
I mean, you don't need to back up.
There's
It's
not 10 feet in this room to back up.
I go out
we
in the
started
hallway.
to back up and hit the wall.
Yeah, I don't think there's any danger to you
Seem wise.
We didn't ask your opinion, mistress.
Mistress, don't worry. I've done
That's
this.
what every player over digital wants to hear, by the way. It's like, your opinion doesn't matter.
Like,
Mistress, don't.
Oh, it has nothing to do with
Don't worry.
she being
Yeah,
visual.
no, I know.
No, but it's so hard to get your word in
I
edgewise
know.
over visual.
For sure. Mistress, don't worry. I've
I'm
done
too
this
ancient.
before. Although I've never
I
actually
want to be
got.
clear. Mistress doesn't make any move to stop them, and in fact move to observe it more closely.
of course she does.
She just wants to
But
note
she
that it's a
does
bad
say
idea.
doesn't seem wise.
Fair enough.
May not be, but I want to know what happens to this
Okay.
TV.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll pop in that bad boy.
She's like,
Okay.
And
The group watches as this instrument transforms in front. Lua's also sitting here just kind of leaning against the wall, just like,
God, I forgot she
what
was
the
here.
fuck is happening?
Just imagine
Nobody invited her.
And as it transforms into this obelisk, it stands for as this jet black kind of perfectly cylindrical obelisk that's forming from where his elbow is severed and becomes the MAD, up to about maybe 2 to 3 feet long outwards.
yeah, and so I have no actual like dexterity. This is literally just
It's
like
just
jutting
a
out
pull.
from my elbow.
It's just a
yeah.
pull. It slowly, the sigils that are etched into it have no necessary pattern or degree to them, except for on one side. The side facing you has has 8 circles.
Yeah.
Basically, kind of like LED circles that are like vertically down the row here and are connected by a small line in between each of them here, and it's completely like they're not lit up in between there; they're just etched in.
Okay, gotcha. So they're all like turned off, as
Yes.
it were. Okay.
Is there any way I could like look at it and like do like an Arcana check on it since it's in? I don't think I did that check. I think I just looked at the cartridges.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Okay. And since this is a magical item, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
God, fuck me. 13.
Okay. That's not bad.
13.
It's not bad.
Whenever you get a plus 10, that kind of fucking sucks. God damn it.
As you study it here, you study the material of it. You kind of work around it, test the degree. It's made of the exact same material as Cloudman's dagger.
Okay.
It's not the same color, but it's the same exact material. Noticing
It's
it.
space material.
As for abilities, you guys look at the TV. It's around you. Nothing changes.
Is it activated? Are the dots glowing on it? You said.
Yeah, there's like these 8 circles that are like glowing, and they're like all connected by like a line that goes between each one.
Is it activated?
I don't know how to. I mean, I can.
Think real hard.
Well, first I'll just like try to like point it at the TV.
Maybe you say like
see if that does anything.
Or like silence or something.
Okay, you just point it.
I'll just try to see. I'll point at the TV and see what happens.
Say silence
Okay.
and say often.
You take it and you point it towards the TV.
Okay. Okay.
God damn it. Maybe it's
Um,
broken.
Can I? I'd like to examine it a
was
little more
really
closely.
sure.
See if I can find any like kind of button or.
Did you say there were etchings on it?
Yeah.
I guess
all
I
over it.
probably don't know how to read Psyocton. I just know how to speak.
Well, we don't
it.
know this.
It's not
Psyocton.
Psyocton. It's not even a language. It's very much just like a series of symbols that are kind of.
I was
Can
gonna
we,
say,
like,
does
poke-
Mistress know
Yeah,
Psyocton
can we
as
like
well?
poke the symbol? Like
Yeah.
like buttons? Like
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'll try
As
it.
you touch them, they don't seem like buttons. They just seem like an area where light could appear from them, like LEDs. They're not buttons at all.
Is it
And
like
it doesn't react
like
to
a
your touch
bop it
either.
where you twist them?
You attempt a series of twists, tugs on it here. It's a very,
pull
very
it right off
solid
the lines.
weapon.
Pull it.
In fact, the only real difference it seems between this item and Cloudman's item is like you don't see the gem where there was a gem at the hilt there that seemed like there's no gem on this one. It's just kind of
Well, maybe
it's just the stick.
What does it mean by? What did he mean by silence?
I mean,
And so you said you were gonna look into it a little more here.
yeah, I'll just examine it, see if I can find any kind of identifiable, like any kind of markings that I could identify, anything that could like potentially activate it.
Choose Arcana or Investigation.
Oh, what does Mon have a better?
I don't.
Probably bad, both of them. -1 to Arcana, -1 to Investigation. We'll do.
Andrew Dahlia was looking for her boyfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying now. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
that's
figure out
not
who
her.
now I'm
I
trying
had
to
that
figure out
thought
who
too.
the sister is. I'm wondering if it's one of us.
Yeah, I don't think it wouldn't be Ballista.
I don't know how many siblings.
Because
there are,
Ballista
but I
had a
don't
brother.
know.
I don't either.
Huh?
She did have a
I
brother.
don't.
She did have a brother,
know
but I
if
wouldn't take
have
it.
siblings.
Yeah.
Since
Why?
apparently my parents
Because I
were
thought that
parents.
she like
What if we're all
like
making
Legion
it?
had gone after her brother. I
That's
mean,
like the sound
he
of
had
music.
That's what he said in his
Well,
story.
yeah, but I
Except
guess I
us.
thought that it was in more of a.
We're actually
I don't
not
know.
siblings.
I guess
Did he say it was
He
his
knew
older
that-
sister or again?
because that was my first thought, but I didn't.
Different sister.
He said, "Please protect my sister. Only you can." Basically,
Yeah.
is one of the things that he
Okay, so
said.
wasn't it like she's waiting for you?
Yeah.
That's what was on my that's what was on my radio.
Mm-hmm.
It said let me find it again. What are you waiting for? She's listening. Go
What
on.
species is
No,
Mash?
she's waiting for you.
Okay.
Well, yeah. What is Match like? What
Species.
describe his
What
like,
is the
physical
race?
appearance? He's like,
Sorry,
does he
I
appear
don't know.
human?
DNA
Match is
knowledge.
human. If there's anything that can go ahead and compare us to,
He has red hair.
picture him like like a more
plays guitar.
more life torn version of me, basically. without a beard, more just stubble and just like the hair is just in
Life-torn.
disarray. That's
Seymour
I mean, if
Henry.
there's anything to compare it to, it's
Okay.
Jesse
a normal
Eisenberg.
person.
So he's
Someone
super
just a dude.
handsome.
relatable.
Just a guy.
Yeah.
Just some.
Anyway, I'll roll. I'll go ahead and roll Arcana.
He's just a guy.
And get an 11.
Just a guy.
11.
Yeah. If a -1, what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Really want to read
You study it here,
Can you
and
imagine if I
you're
was
sitting here.
rolling
You're trying to.
12?
You know how to activate weaponry using your MID. You've done it multiple times during multiple fights, and yet nothing of your normal reflexes to control your MID at this point is getting any sort of reaction. From, I thought I switched back to the city. Why is it on? The, why is it on?
These night
I like the
rain.
dramatic rain.
These
Yeah.
nighttime.
Is there a
That's how it feels
possibility,
inside mine.
Mod, is there a possibility they took the piece out of it that makes this work? And
I
that's
don't-
why he left it?
I don't think so because it never. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know because I never got it to work in the first place. However, it works.
I do want to say this to you with your Arcana check, which
Yeah.
you don't really get much out of it here, but there's just a moment after you exasperate all of the different outlets on what this does at this moment, like, and you've spent time trying to figure it out and didn't even get anything. There's something slightly different, just barely that you notice as you sit there in silence and you're thinking about this and you stare at it and you think. You stare and you think, and as you sit there with your eyes closed and focused, it's odd. You think just for a split second, you can hear someone breathing in your ear.
Okay.
Oh, I just messaged you. I wouldn't know this. It's fine. It's not, but it's fine.
Is this
Someone
this
would-
is
someone
this is
would-
something that Kayla's put together, but that
Someone
Melanie
would know this.
Yeah.
Not me.
That's crazy.
Not me.
It's crazy.
Someone has the information. But it's not me.
No metagaming.
Anyway.
Don't metagame.
No, it's-
Anyway, I'll try. Like, if I can hear the breathing, I'll like just kind of in my mind, I'll just think, is there somebody there?
You sit there, and you say this just out loud to yourself. Here,
I'm like thinking it basically.
basically thinking, and you stare at this obelisk, and you stare, and you clench, and you focus, and you stare, and then as you close your eyes again, I do believe I am allowed to speak, right?
As of course.
I apologize. I don't know what to say. Forgive me.
No, that's okay. Who are you?
My maker called me silence.
It's fine.
That's kind of what I thought.
That's about as far as my memory goes. I'm not sure if I'm okay to speak now, but if my maker says I can, then surely you're trustworthy.
I will say that I don't know exactly how you got into where you are, but wherever it is, I believe that I have control now, and I can let you know that you're safe with me at least.
Thank you. I thank you greatly. And nothing.
Okay.
And you're just thinking this all.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this all.
Mod,
And-
do you have a stomachache? What's wrong?
Um,
Are you actually
think-
dying now?
I think there's a person in this poll.
Why are you
I'm
saying
sorry,
like that?
what?
There's somebody in here!
There's a person on the
Mo-
floor.
No, Mod's just my idea. No, Mod is literally just like trying to like piece together like what is happening. No,
Is it
there's
Sue? We've
this-
talked to Sue before. She's
No.
pretty cool.
No, this is. I don't. No, this isn't Sue. This person.
Fuck.
They said that their name is Silence.
What's that?
Yes. You were waiting to do that fucking thing.
This is completely new information.
What? Well, that kills my static theory. I was really excited.
That's
about.
still pretty cool though. It's a good theory though.
Kayla, I'm not gonna give away all the info in this
I was
episode.
like,
Do you know this person?
I
do you know this poll?
dreamed about this person
What the
named,
fuck?
or a person named Silence. Don't know if it's the same person.
This person is very. They talk very low and they're afraid to talk for upsetting their master. Does
Oh,
that
yeah,
sound
same
familiar?
person. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What the fuck, Maud?
I don't know. He wasn't here before.
Is this one of the only times you ever talked about this to the group, Indy?
No, she straight up never told us about
Yeah,
it.
no, it's
Yeah,
like, how do you-
Well, for all you know,
Do
what
you-
I'm saying right now, I could have just had this dream last night. Like, y'all
Yeah, that's fair.
you don't
Right.
have any reason to think I would have this dream.
Yeah, no,
I bump into Melody. I'm like, she's starting to dream of other people. How do you feel about that?
I'm already like this.
Do you,
I was sleeping next to her when this happened.
so do you dream about,
I stroked her hair.
like, the way that she said this, it makes it sound like it's not a normal dream, because this can't be a coincidence. I mean, I guess it could be, but that'd be a hell of a coincidence.
I mean, it's the most confusing dream I've ever had, and I've had it a few times.
Okay.
What else is happening in that?
Melody's like, I'm waiting for this forever.
Yeah, tell us about this dream.
Tell me more.
So it happens in my childhood bedroom. I just kind of wake up there, and there's usually
What?
there's usually like
now hostile.
3 to 5 other, I want to say people, but
Oh,
not all
damn.
people there, and some of them talk, some of them don't, and they keep asking me why they're there, and I don't know, and one of them tried to kill me in my dream last
Oh.
night.
It wasn't Silence, was it?
No, but
Silence is the one that, yeah.
but then but then he made one guy go poof, and then it seemed like he started to do the same thing that made that guy go poof to me, but then I woke up.
So
When you say go poof,
Like
oh.
like gone.
Kyle, don't eat those peanut butter.
I was going to ask somebody for them, and then when they handed it to me, I was gonna be like, "What the fuck? Are you trying to kill me?" But,
I'm sorry, Kyle.
Yeah,
no,
the peanut butter were gone.
you bastard.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
He wants it, which is what's awkward. He wants.
I don't actually know.
It's cashew butter. It's fine.
I'm allergic to cashews too.
Damn it.
I bet your poop is totally normal.
What the fuck?
What does that have to do with anything?
Stop.
Because when Andrew eats cashews, he poops orange like oil.
Oh, gross.
This is brought to you by information I didn't want streamed onto the internet. That's our sponsor for the evening.
It's out there in the world now.
Right. So every day I'm gonna ask you how your poops were.
I don't have any. You don't ask the question unless I've had cashews. It's not like it just happens.
How are your poops today?
We're gonna need a stool log.
Oh my god.
Change the subject, of course.
Anyway.
Anyway, more pressing information. Okay.
I don't see what would be more
What?
pressing than Andrew's poop.
What did Silence talk to you about?
Not much. All he said was that he was unsure of whether that he could speak, and I assured him that he could, and he said thank you, and then he didn't say anything else. But I'm wondering.
Sounds like Silence.
But I'm wondering if he has the ability to make people go poof.
He's the key.
If this has the ability to make people go poof.
Well, what did you
Try it. Don't try it.
What did you tell us about what the guy said about this?
You mean Match?
Yeah.
Match says that that wherever this points, silence follows.
Okay,
And
so
silence is key.
if silence is a person, then as long as you have that, silence is with us.
Oh, but
I don't think it means like the real silence. I think it's a metaphorical silence about this person.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
If there's a person named Silence, that makes a lot more sense to me than real silence.
I have an idea. To see if silence is key, let's just not talk for like a week straight.
This is gonna make for a really fun podcast.
This stream is brought to you by content.
Andrew is just like, okay, what do you guys do
Oh,
next?
wow.
And we're all just like,
4 hours pass.
I have
like,
an idea.
And by the
What?
way, that's in game a week, so it'll be like a half a year.
Like next year.
Not counting all the times we reschedule, yeah.
Holy shit.
for a whole
Andy,
year,
have
we just
you-
spent 4 hours in your basement just sitting here looking at you.
Super awkward.
how have you, or have you ever seen India Super before?
Not that I remember.
I'm wondering
What was
What
the
it-
question you asked?
if she's seen any of them before.
But what do you mean, any of people
Like,
in Dream before?
like any of the people that dream in real life.
Yeah, okay.
Well, wait. The girl whose name I can't pronounce.
Julia?
Yeah. She brought me there. So had I seen her before, or that was just in my dream?
You recognize her voice.
Okay. I knew one of their voices.
You knew, yeah, you recognize Jorah, and you know Joria is basically the Rusian name for pain, is what her name was.
Right. Okay.
I'm wondering if you should go back to sleep
I mean, I'm always down.
and see if you can be conscious enough in your dream to kind of like lucid dream and talk to them, and to see if the ones that poofed come back. Because I feel like if it's not connected and just a weird coincidence, like maybe you heard somebody talking at some point about this and then it like,
Just
manifested, then it's not going to correlate and you won't be able to make the connections. But if it is connected, then I feel like maybe you'll be able to get some information in your sleep that we wouldn't be able to otherwise.
Do you have the same dream every time you sleep?
It doesn't appear to be every time. It's been multiple nights throughout the journey, but not every single night.
Well, what if we hedged our bets and just tried to get you to go to sleep with Maud pointing this obelisk at you and like kind of directing his energy towards you? Maybe that will help ensure that silence comes.
Why don't I just put the t-shirt on me?
So, I mean, that's not a
No,
bad
but then
idea.
you're legally dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
That's the
Let's
10 minutes
not
class.
do that.
You're not asleep, you're dead.
I mean, I don't really know how comfortable I feel using Indy as like a ghost conduit.
Oh, she's fine.
I mean, I don't really know if we should
She's like,
necessarily.
I'm down to clown.
I don't have much to live for. Let's go.
Oh god.
Say, man, let's party.
I mean, we can try it and see, but
It's about. It's got to be at least 3 in the morning. At this
Yeah.
point. You guys fell asleep for a couple more hours before Luau pounded on the door.
Yeah.
Why don't we go back to sleep,
I can stay awake and
see if you can get some.
I feel like now I'm not gonna be able to sleep since I want to.
I got full health anyway. I don't need
I think we have to probably order some drinks from downstairs or something.
one. Yeah.
As much as I want
I might
to,
wake her up.
as much as I want to intrude in your slumber parties,
Of course, you do.
I believe I have met the end of my contract with
Bye.
you. Your friend, whoever he may be, has led me to the gates to where I want to go. And
Wait, before you go, Maud, do you know how to get to that gate?
There's, yeah, I can. I don't know. Did I get a good enough look at what the Cloudman was doing to? So
you knew he collected a series of the buttons, like a series of codes, but when I asked you about it, you didn't seem to pay too much attention. So
I mean, I was like paying attention to the fact that he was doing it. But
You know
like,
that he
I would-
clicked at least 3 buttons on there. You didn't
Yeah.
necessarily think that he was doing anything in particular. You'd have to go down and see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that he put in some kind of like 3-button code into the elevator, but at this point, I don't know if I could recall what that was.
Well, why don't you just go with Luau then?
Oh yeah, let's go with Luau.
Why don't we all go, you lazy fucks?
Well, we need Indy.
We're all awake. Why don't we take a journey?
I mean, I could use some of my spells and features back.
That's fine. Princess needs their beauty sleep.
I mean-
I understand.
Same.
I mean, we need to.
I've
If
no way
not,
to get
I'll
you
be
guys
making
to
my
it.
parting. Although, I can't help but feel a bit thankful for you leading me here. I've been looking for this for a couple of days.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Does anybody here know book magic?
Book magic?
Yes, book magic.
Like spell book magic?
Precisely. It's
Yeah.
almost
I'm
Like,
like
that's
sleight of
almost
hand
what
and
I
I
said.
pull out some
Yeah, 2 of us do.
Do you
Yes.
trust me enough that I might be able to
Oh,
borrow
Mistress
your
does.
spell
Okay.
books?
That was, sorry?
Absolutely not.
That's fair. Would I be able to borrow a couple pieces of parchment for you too? Any at all? You don't even have to let me. You don't even have to directly give it. Just slide it across the floor like a slug.
I give her some punishment.
You give her just one piece
So-
or two.
I'll give her 2. Go ahead, mistress.
I've been operating under the assumption that due to the sort of more modern world that we're in, Mistress's spell book is like on her phone.
Yeah, so you guys would probably have tablet spell books, but
I would still
Luau
have, like,
seems
a
to be a
paper
little
journal.
old-fashioned as she's asking for paper.
I'd still have like a paper journal.
No, well I can't do what I want to do to a tablet, so you'll have to endure what I'm asking for just a moment. He takes the piece of paper you gave and kind of tears it in half. Kneels down and puts her hand over one of them. You there. Ember, was it?
Yeah.
You were close to the goat girl, right?
Go.
The goat girl.
Go on.
Consider this an apology. As the paper lights up and this arcane script cuts into the paper, she hands it to you. You'll find a bit of a vampiric touch, a very morbid joke between me and you. One day, perhaps we'll be even. What is you're the new one? Mistress, was it?
Yes.
You and me, we share something in common. We both have a thing for pets. As she imbues something into this one. Don't waste it. Hands it to you. This is a spell scroll for the summon demon spell that you wanted.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah. I see chaos in your eyes, and I'm dying to see how it hurts the world.
Same.
Freaking lovely, awesome.
One.
She's the fucking worst.
To anyone looking Mistress's face visibly.
I'm afraid of her.
Oh,
Mistress or Luau? Yes.
you. I believe you were Nodamix's friend, right? Hot John.
I mean, I wouldn't say friend, but sure.
Couldn't help but notice you're utilizing some of his tools. You don't mind if I see it, do you?
I let out an insight. Natural 20! Or 23!
She seems like she's wanting to give you something, but she has this very mischievous look in her eyes, like she's at least gonna make it fun.
If you do anything bad to it, I will hunt you down.
Sweetie,
Give it to
there's a big difference between you
her. I
and
like
me.
hold on to it. I'm like, not.
Melody, I'm pretty sure she could kick your ass real fast.
Shut up, puzzle!
As she clicks it open, folds out this massive
Gosh, it looks so
pitchfork.
cool holding it.
Is that while you might have had the fortune to killing Hot John, I had the fortune of actually knowing her and studying her. And as she does this, smacks the tip of the pole into your abdomen. Make a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Oh shit.
As this hits you, you hear this loud.
16.
16. What is Lua's DC?
Probably
It's real high. It's real high. 16's good, but yeah, you are stunned.
Ah, fuck.
This has many schools of music.
Can I still hear her?
Yeah, she stands kind of like right in your face. Not just singing, darling. There's much more to music than screaming. As you sit there frozen, she also takes the pole, rings it around, and clicks it on the ground. You hear everybody the sound of the tuning fork go. And as this happens, she takes let's see, I'd say Maud's probably the furthest one. Is probably over on the bed at this point from the circle here. She turns to look at you, and her mouth begins to move, but nothing's coming out. Just for you though, everybody else can hear.
So okay, so Melody's talking.
And that belly's frozen.
No, I'm like.
Okay.
Lua's the one talking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So Lua's like talking normally and it seems like normal to everyone else, but she's looking at me and like it's like slow motion.
It's not even slow motion. She's just talking, but nothing's coming out of her.
Oh.
It's completely, but everyone else can hear it just fine. Sitting here like, look at you with your robot arm, la di da di da. Oh, it's so funny, la di da.
Is that
you big dumb goof having a robot arm.
if I point the arm like away from her.
She, at that point when you move it away, trying to experiment on your own accord, she walks a couple paces towards you and she begins talking, and then you can hear her. If you make this a percussive tool, you can not only create up to a 30-foot radius sphere of deafness where nobody can hear you while you're in it, but it also causes your target to vibrate if you give them a swift jab. Just give them a bit of a stun. You might have a couple cheap shots if you do it nicely, and she throws it to you. At this moment, kind of collides with your body as you begin to shake off the stun and kind of sit there. In your arms.
You cunt.
It was fun. If you ever want to talk
absolute
again, we will
ball.
fight. I'm not having a conversation like this again.
Andrew, will you send me that stuff?
Yeah. Lua shuts the door and she leaves.
God, I'm so mad that she looks so cool doing that.
Well, we need to go get the code. Or are we gonna go with her?
Huh?
I don't think she knows the code. I think she's just gonna go through the open gate.
Well, she has to have
We
the
have to
code to
get
get
to
to
the
the gate.
Yep.
It's in the basement. Or
Yeah,
secret.
somebody else follow her and bear.
I'll follow after her.
My pride is wounded.
I'm gonna get some water though because like my throat's dying.
Yeah. So the group's gonna begin.
I know.
You guys are gonna go towards the elevator to try to find that train gate.
I think Maud is.
Yeah, like I said, I'll follow along.
I was gonna say whoever
I
wants
have
to like
one
go to sleep
spell
right
left,
now.
and like a
What?
lot of my features are gone.
Oh yeah, you just want to go to sleep.
I just want a long rest.
Well, what if we just?
yeah, you
what
can
if we
debate with
split?
everyone.
I kind of want to go with Maud to memorize the code just
Okay,
in case
yeah,
he
go.
doesn't have the most reliable memory.
Yeah, I think probably Ember and Mistress should go with Maud to memorize the code.
Okay,
Or,
and then you guys.
I
Can
mean,
stay here
Hostel's
and try
also
to-
good, but like as we already established, we're very tired.
Yes. Okay, and then we'll be back here shortly. One more time.
What did you say?
What now?
Sheep?
Do you want to stay with the tired ones, or do you want to go with Ember and Maud to follow Lua to the basement and then come back up?
Yeah, Mistress is going with Ember and Maud.
Okay.
When it was suggested, I said I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Sorry.
It sounded
you're
like
fine.
you were speaking Cyocton, which is
Oh wow. I wasn't here for
Well,
it.
I did say it in Psyocton.
Oh, that would make more sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I
Hostel
understand
understands, but it's very weird.
it. Why are
You
you talking
understand-
so weird?
You understand
man?
what I meant? Why she sounds like that? Sounds like she's talking efficiently.
What a great
Weird.
phrase.
Took forever to teach him this language in taught him slightly.
You really learned it really fast, honestly.
So we've got two groups.
Yeah.
One of which I
You
guess
guys are wanting to stay and at least get your long rest. While the
Well,
others-
yeah, and I wanted to see if Indy can like try to talk to Silence in her dream.
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna come back and go to sleep. Just we're gonna try to figure out
Yeah.
how to get down there and then come
Yeah,
back.
we're
We're not gonna be gone for 4 hours.
yeah, no, I'll lead the
And
way.
all of us have
we'll
our
go.
key
We'll go
recovery.
after Lua.
You retrace your steps. You go down the hallway to the elevator in which brought you up to your rooms in the first place. Clicking the button for the main lobby, you all descend down this this kind of old officey or this old kind of maintenance style elevator down to the main floor.
Yeah.
When you exit, and you immediately see next to that a separate elevator that seems to be for staff only, kind of a maintenance elevator. And in which is everybody going inside of it at this time?
Sure.
Okie dokie. So you all shuffle inside of this elevator here, and you see as the elevator doors close behind you here a series of buttons that are lined up along the end here. There's like your basic open, close, emergency, and whatnot. And there's a series of 10 buttons other than that. That basically they're not floor labels. They're actually labels of the departments in which these are listed off as. On the elevator, you see the buttons lobby, staff officing, electrical, air conditioning, room service, management, janitorial, security. I meant 8 buttons. I thought I typed 10. There's 8. There's 8 buttons on there.
There's 2 secret buttons,
Are
and
you
those are
sure?
the ones that
Are you
we
sure
use.
there's not a 9th button that just says secret room? To...
Make it.
That
make
secret
a-
room,
make a
do not
perception
push.
check.
I'm not there.
Oh yeah, you're
Can I-
asleep. Do it anyway.
Can I
I want to see if you get a nat 20.
can I make a history check to see if I can recall?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 17.
What a waste of a 17. Oh,
you
fuck.
wake up, you're like, shit, the air conditioning.
Wait, should I go sleep on the roof again?
That's gonna be a 4 for my history. Shit.
And by the time you guys get around to here, I forget, you left fairly quickly after Lua did.
Yeah.
Lua was down in the base, in the lobby with you guys, opening that elevator door when you guys got
Oh,
there.
okay.
And so she's like, oh, fuck me.
It's like, look, we need to get back there. We don't have the
We just need
have
the
the code.
That's nice. I don't either. I just teleported down there when they got there. I haven't. Oh, I never told you that, did I?
What do you mean?
Oh, back in Belgrass, one of my goons put a tracker in your pocket. How do you think I've been able to follow you this whole time?
My pocket?
Clear.
Yes.
God, that's so easy.
That makes
What the
sense.
fuck?
That
You remember
makes
back in
sense.
Pilgrims right before you left, a homeless man bumped into you, and you rolled low on a perception check.
Oh shit.
God damn it, Maz.
As you know that the homeless in that town worked for Bluff, and Bluff worked for Lua.
God damn it! I totally
That's
remember
so
that.
funny.
God damn it.
Thank you, by the way, for staying easy.
Wondering how
Thanks
we-
for never changing your
Staying
pants,
with
Mom.
that.
Yeah, apparently Mod is just never.
It's not like in your it's in one of your like
Exactly, like
satchels.
he's always had his luggage.
Yeah.
Probably.
A piece
Thanks
of-
for always carrying your purse.
I mean, back at ya. You're not even here.
It's also-
Why are you fighting me?
It's also one of the reasons Lua got so pissed with you when you went into Puerto, where the
Yeah.
electricity was down, where she was like, "I can't track you while you're in there."
God damn it.
Should have just stayed there.
Mod, why
Yeah,
did you ever
because we were really
change?
safe there.
Just kill it.
I always keep my clothes with me just because I'm being tracked
What
doesn't
do
mean
you
I'm wearing that
mean?
specific pair of
He's
clothes.
not here.
Yeah, why am I fighting you?
Mod!
The staff of the room is not here.
Just texting him. Why did you throw
Talking
your
about
bag
buttons
after you
and
wore them
stuff.
I'm
once?
trying to defend myself, but the people who are with me are not the people who are arguing with me.
Have you guys on FaceTime?
God damn it.
Don't trust me, everybody. Episode 40.
I guess this is
Everybody
40.
gone.
Doing this for over a year now.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the fact that he
Episode-
said, when you see me again.
Anyway,
Did you like that? I thought it was kind of a tie-in.
I'm afraid.
Anyway.
I have fear.
anyway. So yeah, we're still with Lua.
Yes.
Yes, I just teleported to where your tracking came from. So
Right.
I don't know what the button does.
Okay.
But what did you roll on your history check?
I rolled a thing on 4.
Dang old
Okay,
fear.
you definitely didn't pay attention to what he was clicking because you were, it was 1 in the morning and you had just been woken up by cacophonies that were happening in there. And you knew, however, you at least know that he clicked 3 buttons.
Yeah, I remember that much, and I remember thinking at the time, like an idiot, like I don't need to remember this because if we need to go back down here, Cloudman will just.
He'll be
I know. I was really happy when you're like. I was like, you look when he clicks. He's like, no, I'll just come back up. I was like, okay.
I should have taken that as a sign to yes, I should look where he's clicking.
No, but you know there are the 8 buttons there, and you know that you're pretty sure he clicked 3 of them, but you have no idea what ones.
Okay, can I? All right, so we're still with Lua, and I'll just be like, well, I'm gonna see if I can figure this out, I guess. Then.
Good luck. I'll be standing here waiting.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I
You can't go. You have no way to go
I
back
don't know.
down.
Yes, I don't want to teleport into a wall and get asphyxiated by the machineries.
Yeah. Okay. I'll call the elevator and I'll go in and I will I'll like make an investigation check to see if I can see anything like
Make an-
funny about the buttons.
Make an
here.
That's what I was
investigation
gonna
here.
say too.
If you just randomly pick, you have a 0.2% chance of getting it right. So.
It's true.
We're just gonna try all the numbers.
I like how you calculated it.
That is shit. Not great.
Although I guess no, that wouldn't be right.
It's a 9 on my investigation.
9. Okay. There are 8 buttons. You know, lobby, staff officing, electrical, air conditioning, room service, management, janitorial, and security. You click some of the buttons. When you click one, there's like a small moment before the elevator starts going up in that direction. But sure enough, it just opens up to that section of the building. And you click another one. It's a couple seconds delay, and then it goes down to the next one. And you click 3 of them. You're not investigating this and knowing that he clicked some buttons. You're trying to think, what would Cloudman type into this?
Okay.
What were the room names again, or the floor names?
They
Yeah,
are.
let me write them
Yeah.
down this time so that you don't have to keep repeating them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it over.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well,
I can also send
I'll
it to you
still.
guys. But let me.
Yeah, if you want to send
I'll
it
send
real
it
quick.
to- I'll send it to Mod and in Ember if you want.
Thank you.
Sorry, stuff
I
saved
almost
for
forgot about that
7%.
fucking picture of Patrick that I put in the
Oh
chat.
my god.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it was lobby, staff officing, electrical, air conditioning, room service, management, janitorial, and security.
Okay.
I have an idea. Let me double check. Push. I'm gonna try.
So you were in the elevator with
Yeah.
Mod at this time, right?
I'm gonna do 6. Oh, that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
I'm going to try to push management, staff officing, and air conditioning.
Yeah.
As you click management, staff officing, and air conditioning, you go down. And it opens into the belly of the building.
Fuck yeah.
High five.
Got it.
As the words Man of Airs are hidden within those.
Yeah. All right.
But you're the only ones down here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just.
Lua
It's
didn't
just.
come with us?
Well, no, you guys were trying to figure it out. You guys
Okay.
were in the elevator by yourself.
Yeah. So.
So you're just down there by yourself.
We'll go back.
And she's just up there. I mean, she could, assuming I have the tracker in my pocket of my
Bye.
pants side, apparently never changed. She could just zip down here.
Mhm.
Mistress, are you with us? Did you go with us into the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you guys just left me behind.
No.
So do you guys go back up and tell people, or you like literally just you did
Well, if
change?
they're
You
not
can-
with us.
No, yeah, they weren't.
Yeah,
with
we're
you.
not gonna
You
go
guys
through
were
this
just
game
trying
with
to-
Yeah, no, Melody's not with them, so they'll come back and tell us about
No.
it. If it was Melody, she'd be like, fuck it, let's just go.
Just do it.
We'll go to a different planet. It's fine. And then I'm gonna get pissed at them when they're not there to help us.
It's crazy. You can almost see Hostile waving from the top of the building from Earth.
He's so little. I didn't think I'd see him.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, I was like, okay. Well, I guess that's that. We can go back unless anybody wants to do anything down here.
Well, we just needed the code.
Yeah, you guys figure out the code, so I assume you guys
Go back up and go to bed.
Yeah, I leave and go places. You try to kill
okay.
yourself.
So you guys go up there and relay that. Yeah, this is the extra part of the
We're all
building.
trying to leave in some
And you guys want to finish off your long rest?
Please
Yeah.
God.
You relay any of this to Lual, who's sitting there like, any news? What's up?
like couldn't get
We didn't get it. We got to like level 8 and just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Those
I'm
mine
going
still
to-
have the same goddamn pants on.
I would go ahead and actually
Take off those.
yes, no.
Stripped.
No, I'll go ahead and relay it to Lua because she's gonna either way, like she's gonna follow us through it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I
you
could,
remember.
unless I like go through my shit and figure out where the tracker is.
You can always do that. But do you convey the info to her?
She's so probably will
She
follow
says,
us.
alright. Wonderful. It's been fun.
Thanks for everything.
And remember,
Thanks for nothing.
as soon as you get strong enough to be able to find me, please do. I'd love to have a challenge. As she clicks the buttons on the door and gives a hand flick, it shuts, and the lights on.
That bitch.
Mom goes, I hate that hand flick.
Okay. The rest of you, I assume, go back upstairs to finish your long rest.
Yeah, well, I'll go up and I assume Indy's back asleep at this point.
Did you stay
I
in
tried to go
sleep?
to sleep.
I thought you were with her.
What?
Did
No,
you
I
go
was
to bed?
staying with them.
No, all them stayed up.
Yeah.
While you guys were down there, the group stayed upstairs.
You guys know my
Melody,
next song?
Indy, and Hostel. What are you guys doing during this time?
Trying to go back to sleep.
Okay, so you just go straight to sleep. That's fine. Yeah. Anybody else doing anything different, or are you just going back to bed this time?
I think just going back to bed.
That's fine. A few minutes later, the rest of the group comes up, and
Just a few minutes.
oh, damn, they didn't take long.
Bitches. Wake us back up.
I'll as if Indy's asleep, I will I'll take out the obelisk again and I'll like point it at her.
Poking a couple times.
Accidentally
And-
has the pile driver thing and just oh my god!
The credits roll. You got the
Holy
bad
shit.
ending. And so you pull out the obelisk.
I'll pull out the obelisk and I'll just like kind of sit next to Indy and just like point it at her for a bit, see if I can like perceive anything.
Point the obelisk at Indy. Indy, you suddenly grow a bit restless.
Am I asleep? But,
You're
like-
trying to sleep, at least it's only been a few minutes. But as he sits down,
I
heart
also
begins
do
to beat
restless systems.
incredibly
Put
fast.
caffeine in my drink.
Faster, faster, faster.
Was that
Anxiety
vodka?
is welling up within you.
Oh no. As I see her get uncomfortable, I would point it away.
It's at this point when you start pointing it away that you hear a screeching noise with a flash of green. As a small spectral owl bursts out from Indy's visage and attacks you.
Oh
Get
no!
him!
Oh, can you like
No!
Sanctuary.
I don't want to fight Sanctuary.
Nat 20, so.
Delicious!
This owl's gonna kick your ass, Kyle.
Oh my god, this is like Zeus when you tried to hurt me.
Okay.
That's probably a bad thing to say on the internet.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's not much. You just take 7 slashing damage. It basically just slashes through your face.
It's fine.
Wish like
It's like,
sends a blast at you and then goes fluttering back. in the
I'll
direction of
surrender!
the ground
Jesus!
Leave my friend alone, kick.
Hands off my beloved little brother, plunge!
here. Super combustive soul, the manly.
God.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I took my 7 points. Sheik, did you say something?
I just said that I was rooting for the owl in the fight.
That's fair.
An owl is perches back there and slowly begins to become translucent once again. Just kind of sends like this defensive squawk in your direction. You're like,
Yeah, get him.
and it has kind of its wings curled out like this, as though trying to keep somebody safe.
Okay. Alright, well at this point, yeah, at this point I guess Mom would go back
You
to
would,
bed with
you
everyone
probably
else.
like you weren't gonna say you would wake up. You would have woken up from that. You
Yeah.
you knew that you were under distress. You just go back to bed at that point anyway.
Well, I feel like I'd probably address the situation.
Yeah, no, do it. Do it.
What just happened?
Well, remember how Melody had that idea where like I should like point the obelisk thing at you? while
That
you're
was
singing?
Hostel's idea.
Was it?
That was,
Okay, remember that?
It was
remember
my
that?
idea for her to go to sleep. It was Hostel's idea to like point the potential weapon.
Okay, remember that idea that Hostel had for you to like go to sleep and I point the obelisk at you? I tried to do
There's a
that,
person in this pool.
and and you got super restless, and so I pointed away, and then Sanctuary attacked me.
Oh shit.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I
I
probably.
gave you permission to do that.
I mean, I
so.
probably deserved it for like potentially like harming a friend, so it's fine. It
I gave
could
you
have been.
permission.
It could have been. It could have been
I gave you
worse.
permission to harm me.
Sanctuary is such a good pet.
Yeah, she's great. As I like wipe some of the blood off my cheek.
Little scratch. Sorry, Mom.
Why does everyone just give Maud permission to just like hurt them? And that's fine?
Break my
Because he
arm.
always does it
With
without
good
intention.
Because
Yeah.
he has healing
Don't worry, buddy,
hands.
I'll break your arm.
Maud, break my neck. Do it. It'll be a good prank.
No, that's his end game. Don't do it, Mom.
Slit my fucking throat, Maud. It'll be a funny prank.
Oh my god.
Go to bed.
I would have died like if right after Fisty died, if like that's how Hostile reacted.
You as a connoisseur of good jokes know that this is the prank of a lifetime.
Oh shit, the Cloudman would be like, okay.
They will do it.
Oh my gosh.
Clydeman would do it.
Put on his shirt.
Okay.
Anyway.
You're tired. The morning
Yeah.
comes, you end up getting much more sleep than needed since you were interrupted so much. Probably wake up a little before noon. Yes. You got your full rest though.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Fuck you, Sanctuary. I'm
I'm
taking
turned
back my
on
7
by this
points.
rest.
Andy, you wake up. No other dreams.
All
Sorry,
right.
y'all didn't.
Didn't work. God damn it! Did you pointed it at her, right?
Yeah, it went great.
He got his ass kicked by an
It
owl.
went great.
I mean, now that we're all conscious, does anybody want to? Does anybody want to see what happens when I point this thing at you when you're conscious?
Yeah, fucking pointed at me.
You sure? All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
Another
I
a
do.
spectral
Once
animal
again,
pops
once
out.
again, let's,
I pull out my little homunculus servant. And I'm like, be ready.
Not Carol.
He sits
What
here.
about, what about Carol?
He sits here. and goes,
Oh yeah, and I put Carol next to him. I'm like, be ready.
Carol runs.
No!
Carol's like, fucking getting out of here.
Carol flees into a vent and is never seen again.
I command my homunculus servant to go catch Carol.
This is sprinting after this easily catches the small stupid hamster.
Oh my
I put the hamster
Wrangles
back
it back in. Poor
Bad
She's like-
hamster.
She's like, it's almost free.
Be ready.
All right.
So you put it
All right.
in.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna point this at you.
Let's
and-
party, man.
Your arm reconstructs into this form
That's
here.
a
And you
fucking
point it at
gross.
hostile. Same way you did the other night. Hostile.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Indy, you're a pussy. That didn't do shit.
Maybe it only works if you're
Right.
asleep.
I mean, Indy, now that you're conscious, do you want to try again? All right.
I will boo
Take
it.
out my
Alright.
homunculus servant and put him on my shoulder.
I,
I'm gonna do service licks your cheek.
I swing it over like I
Imagine
imagine.
a little person. It's very awkward.
My mental image of this is almost like Mega Man with like the Buster arm, as he has this out. I'll point it at Indy. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Oh, you go back. Oh, did I click the other screen? Shit. Alright, so you go back and put in Indy.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, you construct out the arm here and point it towards Indy's direction. Same as before. As you point it towards you here, you feel your familiar, which is invisible but very close to you, become incredibly restless.
Oh.
Like gaining in defensive mode here. The arm gets closer and closer to you, and as it does, your heartbeat once again begins to race. Continuously race. And as it does, the owl begins to squawk violently loud. And as it gets almost within like a foot of you, the owl gone.
Holy
While
shit.
you still feel this adrenaline rush within you here, your familiar's been dispersed.
Not dead, just dispersed.
I hold out my hands. I know it's not as cool as an owl, but you
Carol,
get
Carol
this answer.
explodes too.
Carol's heavy breathing because she endures a cardiac arrest so intense that.
Fuck you, Carol, you trying to fucking run away from me. I'm pissed at you right now.
Okay, but that's what happens.
Holy
Well, I hated that.
I'm sorry. Whose cat was that?
That was Carol.
They're fighting on the stairs.
Did you feel anything?
Yeah, super anxious.
Okay.
Like, you have a layer of sweat on you right now. You feel like, something has just jump-started you.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Okay.
I give you the trash can.
Thanks, Mel.
I'm not gonna point this at anybody anymore.
Well, it seems like it's fine with anyone except for Indy.
Yeah, which I have a feeling that has something to do with whatever
Her
connection that
dreams.
Silence has with her.
Our good buddy Silence.
Yeah. Give me a second. I wanna see if I can talk to Silence.
Go
I'll
back in their emo little Sue ritual here.
exactly.
Yeah.
Pray to your pole arm.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like sit on the bed closest, and I'll say, Silence, are you there?
You stare into the obelisk, you focus, you stare and you focus, and you concentrate, and you look, and you close your eyes, and it's, right as you're about to give up, you hear the breath just. My apologies, what do you need?
No, that's no need to apologize. I want to know. What do you know about my friend Indy?
I know very little. It appears I wasn't born until not long ago. I don't recognize such a name.
She, I'll kind of describe Indy's physical appearance, and I'll say she says that she's been seeing you in her dreams.
I never dream of humans. I apologize. I haven't been more help, sir.
It's okay. You don't need to be so apologetic. You and I are friends, as far as I'm concerned.
That makes me feel very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You don't need to feel anxious or scared around me. Like, if I had it my way, I'd figure out a way to get you out of this thing. But
You need not worry about me, sire. I live only to serve. As the breathing stops.
okay. That didn't do anything.
Fabulous.
Yeah. He told me that when he dreams, he doesn't see humans.
Well, lucky for him, I ain't a human.
Yeah, I don't know. He's still. I described what you look like to him, but he didn't seem to know you.
Fair.
So.
Okay. Well, I'll just
So
talk
that's
to him next time I fall asleep.
just another mystery.
Have you, out of character, have you ever... There's a mirror in this room that he keeps describing that you dream in, right? Have you looked in the mirror?
She has.
Do you look like yourself?
Oh wait,
You've done this
yeah.
once.
wasn't I kind of
Yeah,
transparent?
back when Consequence brought you to the mirror a while back, you weren't transparent, but you were definitely not what you looked like in real life. You were some other abomination.
And didn't they not call you by your name? Am I wrong?
Don't metagame.
So I'm trying to help her remember!
Yeah, what did they call you?
I called you by a different name!
Y'all, I have the
Can I
memory
please help
of a
her?
peanut.
Can I please help her?
No, don't. This is great. It'll be great.
Can I roll history?
Sure.
I mean, I don't know why.
Do it with disadvantages. You
I was
have a
gonna
very, very strong disconnect between your memories from this world and your dreams.
Well, it also, like, he doesn't have any reason to be trying
Like
to recall her name at this
when you're
point.
in your dreams, you remember nothing about like your life outside.
That'd be a 15 with disadvantage.
With
Really?
disadvantage.
Wow.
I got it.
Remember the conversation as Consequence sat behind you here, and he was showing yourself in the mirror, and the visages of your parents burned away, and then it showed the form of you as a tiefling standing on the outside, which wasn't what you looked like in the bedroom as there. And he said, "Of course, that is. You are here. You brought us here because that is your name. You summoned us here to protect us. You are Sanctuary."
Oh, I remember
And
that.
that's why you named it the owl.
I do remember that, but I was thinking like, then like that got tied up in the name of the owl.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you calling her, just like Kayla thing, you calling her Indy and describing her the way she looks like, that's probably not gonna.
Probably not.
And they keep calling you the princess.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone would have any reason to be relaying this right now.
Well, alright, I don't think she would, but
Yeah.
just to help you remember what I took notes on.
Okay.
Something I was something I was recognizing.
Anyway.
Before we go anywhere, I have something kind of lame I've been working on
Oh boy.
that I wanted to share with you guys.
Is there gonna be another song where you just sing about me and then
No.
stop? 'Cause that was
No,
kind of
it was really awkward, and so I'd been starting to work on I've been starting to work on other lyrics, like ways to remember people when I lived in the like homeless camps. The kids and I would do like poems and stories to like make them feel better. And so I decided that as I was meeting you guys that I would write you all limericks that have to do with you. So I have one for everyone.
Oh, God.
Do I need to play Charm Point music
Yes.
again? Okay. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Give me a second.
just you know,
This is just some Sam Riegel shit at this
I know
point.
it wasn't working out to have me write a song at this point.
Okay.
This is not my charm music.
Well, you want that's what I was talking about. The song.
Charm point.
That's the song. You want me to play the Mod Down music?
Yeah, I want them to have 10 pit points from this.
Okay. Give me a second.
This episode brought to you by Andrew not understanding me. Okay, first, I'll just start with Maud.
Ooh.
There once was a man named Maud. He could change his face and bod. He was chaotic. His body was robotic. His friends love him even if he's odd.
Oh. You
okay.
get 10 hit points.
And then I'll go to Indy. There once was a woman named Indy. She was wild and super pretty. She drank way too much, but she had this special touch that made us love her. Don't you agree? And then to Ember. There was once a woman named Ember. Her powers were once to remember. She was made of flames. She learned everyone's names. I was so jealous of her. Hostile. There was once a man named Hostile. He was impulsive and not docile. He was small but mighty. He left us nightly. With his heart, I have been careful. Mistress. There was once a woman named Mistress. She was always all business.
Talking into that, by the way, it's really loud.
She was always all business. All was fascinating. Shit started happening. She scared me. Man, was she ruthless. And that was it. That's all of them. So, yeah.
Somewhere out in the world, Cloudman cries.
I started one for Cloudman, but when he stabbed my friend, I threw it away.
Oh, okay. Alright, awesome. You all get the 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah. I was 3 lines in Cloudman's. I said, there once was a man named Cloudman. At first, I wasn't his biggest fan. He was the man of airs. And then I stopped. Because
But
I'm
now
stabbed my
nobody
friend.
cares.
That's what I was gonna
Just ended there. Amazing.
Yeah, that works.
8, right?
And as far as we know
points.
now, he's a dead man.
Yeah, there you go.
Will be.
8 hit points, is that it, Kayla?
Yes.
He's fluffy like a bunny.
He is like a bunny. Go fetch
I didn't even
it.
throw that away, idiot. Sorry.
Haha.
Dum dum.
Dummy.
Dumb dumb.
Get that ball.
Dumb dumb idiot baby.
Okay. Dumb idiot, baby.
Have some
Dumb idiot.
8 temporary limerick hit points.
Thank
You are blessed with the 8 hit points of your people. Okay, okay. Hostile sleeping on the roof in the rain with his mouth.
You're welcome.
What?
I posted in the
Meme?
fucking
Oh,
meme.
yeah.
Patrick with his mouth filled with spit.
It's like the
With
grossest thing in
soggy-
SpongeBob. It's
with
the
the
worst.
soggy cigarette just hanging out.
That's definitely
It's
not
like
the
floating in the pool.
Okay, okay. With that being said, what do you guys do with your morning?
Coffee.
Yeah, you're all very hungry.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
lunchtime.
starving.
Yeah, food time.
We order.
But
breakfast.
the 6 of you together, minus one person who's been with you for the past week.
So yeah, we can go down to breakfast, and then I'm wondering. So let's go over again what we know about Match. He said when you see him again, not to trust him. He could look like anybody.
Yes, which is confusing to me. He says he didn't say that he could look like anybody.
He said
just
he like
said,
would know who he would be.
Yeah, he said he doesn't know what he'll look
He
like.
basically said, if you run into me again before the plan is done, don't trust me.
But you don't know what the plan.
I
was.
don't
It's
know
just
what
like before everything is said and
Yes.
done, basically, is what he said.
Yeah,
if
I
you see
don't.
me again before then, don't trust me.
Yeah, I don't know what plan he's talking about. I mean, it could be just until I regain my memories, which has already happened. But I mean, even
But
so,
Cloudman thought you were someone else.
that's true.
So I don't think he was intentionally trying to unlock.
I mean, unless this was the plan all along and someone was manipulating Cloudman into stabbing me so that this would happen. Which seems far-fetched, but, I mean,
I don't know. He's not very hard to
It
manipulate.
happens. yeah.
Or maybe he's an evil genius and been playing us this whole time. It's really interesting.
It could be. It's hard to say.
I'm kind of convinced that he's the enemy. That
I don't know. I don't think he's...
well, because okay, so you said that Cloudman told you that he was the one who stabbed Match.
Yes. He stabbed Match, as far as
So he was the one who erased him.
I know. But we don't know... I mean,
Maybe.
from my personal standpoint, I at least now know what my history with Match was.
Right.
And he was some guy I met in a bar who gave me this obelisk, and then he stabbed me. And I don't particularly... I mean, to his credit, I don't trust him. He was right. But...
He was right!
But... I mean, at the same time, I don't know. He seemed to think that doing what he did was in my best interest. And that by erasing my memories, that I would be able to withhold information from people who would benefit from it. I think it's too early to tell anything at this point because, I mean, Cloudman is...
Well, and Cloudman remembered him, right?
Cloudman seemed, well, it was, Maud would have been able to relay this to you, but he was telling you during his little soliloquy that the first time you met when he was hiding in the trash can outside of Glorious, and Maud opened it up and had that encounter where he could barely speak English. The voice from the dagger.
Yeah, the voice from the dagger was saying that recognized.
It says like, it's him, I remember him.
Oh yeah, because he stabbed you already. Well, but what I'm wondering is if Match was coming to meet his friend, which could potentially be Cloudman.
I assume
But
so.
the only reason that we think that the friend is Cloudman is because Cloudman told us that.
Yeah, and also it didn't sound like to me... Cloudman had been traveling across the country with this guy.
As far as he's told us.
As far as he's told us anyway. Match had only been... He had been at his radio station, then he went on the run, and then he started following me. To my knowledge, I don't know what Cloudman is to him. I think that there's still pieces of the puzzle we don't have, and we don't know who's telling the truth.
Yeah, that's just... I'm wondering if the two objects that were made by Match and this friend, question mark, is the blade and the obelisk.
The blade...
And the other item made by the enemy is maybe something that Cloudman's done. Maybe Cloudman is even a part of it. Unclear.
Well, okay, so kind of meta here. I had thought that the 3 items was the dagger, the obelisk, and then the axe.
The axe.
Is the axe the third thing, or does it like
Is it?
could be? I don't know.
What axe?
We don't know that yet.
And Muriel, you guys got it. This axe, the Mercy's axe,
Remember our-
back from that guy.
Remember our
that
chaotic pawn
that
shop
freaking
adventure?
John Cole shot in the face.
Oh,
I
that
still
was
can't believe that
Cloudman's.
fucking happened.
But was that made of the same material?
You don't know. You never.
It was.
You never investigated that.
I actually remember, at least from the way that you described it, Andrew, was that it was like ornate in the same way that like that dagger was.
It was very much made. It
was
didn't
like
seem
from the same
something that
material.
People made. It had to have been something like, since it was one of his items.
Because I assumed it was like a Cyocton axe. So
yeah, so that very well could be the third item
and he has
that the
and he-
enemy made.
and he has 2 of them. And
It's
also
like a Deadly Hallows situation where like, he's trying to get all 3.
Well-
Except he could have gotten all 3, so...
What? Okay.
But wait, 1 second. Here's another thing though. We don't know that the obelisk is the thing that Match made or not. We don't know who made which item.
Yeah.
That's true, but what we do know is, so you said when you were touching the dagger,
Uh-huh.
you heard a voice.
Yeah, I talked to Sue.
When you have
This is such a
Yeah,
matter of
dude,
fact.
when you have the obelisk, you're talking to Silence.
Yeah.
Okay?
So let's pass it around and see who everyone gets to talk to.
Well, right, but what I'm wondering here is if there's something he's like maybe he didn't know that that turned into this,
Maybe.
or maybe I'm not sure. But what if whoever these entities are, these spirits, whatever, what if he's trying to harness something from them?
Yeah, but then why didn't he? I don't know why he didn't just take this thing then.
He
Because
may not have known.
I-
Especially if he
He-
wasn't, if either he wasn't one of the ones that were making that, or if so either he is the friend and the enemy made that piece, or he's the enemy and Match and the friend made it.
Well,
and he
he-
doesn't know.
Unless...
Because he thought that I was. He thought that I was that gray coat
Right.
that I had been telling you about, and he seemed to know that this thing is capable of something, or at least it was. It was distinct in that the enemy was supposed to have it. Our enemy, anyway.
Does this obelisk look any different now than it did before when you pulled it out?
Looks the same to me. Just the ability to talk to Silence is the only thing that's changed.
Yeah, you've never been able to have any sort of recollection.
Because I'm wondering if
Concept before.
maybe he knew it was there, and after you blacked out, maybe he was able to activate it on you and get what he needed out of it.
Maybe. I mean, the way that this thing works is like, I don't think that somebody else can just like. I mean, he might be able to like put the cartridge into the slot, but I don't think he can control it in any way because
Yeah.
it's attached to me.
Well, if something clearly changed, I think if we're thinking he's fucked with shit, and didn't Luas say that it was like sitting on his chest and not like in his
Yeah.
pocket? So clearly he did something with it.
Either that, or he was looking for some other kind of
But if
weapon.
something's changed now, clearly he did something. In my head,
It's-
clearly he did something with it.
I agree, and I think that maybe he passed Silence off to me, but for why?
Well, I think silence was always in there because you were told before he messed with it that wherever this thing goes, silence follows. So he either activated something in it or
Yeah, maybe.
He
Maybe it,
did something to it.
that makes me think that, yeah, you're right. Like, maybe there was. Maybe Silence was there all along and I just didn't have the means to. But then why would Cloudman just.
Well, I mean, have you
change
ever
it?
worn it for a period of time?
I've investigated it
Yeah,
plenty.
he's spent a lot of time with this item.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in game, but he's had
Yeah,
it for
no,
a bit.
like-
Indy has Silence. So you said he saved you in your dream?
Yeah.
Had he ever spoken or anything before?
No.
Could that be a correlation that he's moved and started speaking inside of Indy's mind, and now
Well,
he's able to speak in the obelisk?
I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe the change doesn't necessarily have to correlate with whatever Cloudman did or didn't do to it. I guess.
he saved you from something last night. So, what if Cloudman released whatever was attacking you? And it's
Because of
now,
Maybe
it's
so.
now in the world instead of being trapped in
Maybe.
this.
Who was? Have you? Do you know what the other one's names is? You know that the one is Silence. Do you remember the names of the others?
The fuck.
There's the one whose name I can't pronounce.
Which
Julia.
you just
Julia.
said means.
Julia.
Pain.
Okay. Dark.
And like as these names are spoken, like Mistress, you know, and Rusian, you immediately know these are just, she's basically saying like names of like emotions or concepts in Rusian for some reason.
Then Mistress will point that out.
Okay. Because, well, does anybody else here speak Rusian? No. Yeah, so yeah, Mistress has that connection. Like literally, Julia is the Rusian word for pain.
Gotcha.
Were there only 5?
There have been.
There were 5 during that dream, yeah.
Yeah. There was. God, I remember what they all look like. I just don't remember their names.
You did roll 15 before on your history of the dream. At least from this final dream, no one necessarily talked to the tree, so that.
But I remember I got his name at a different dream.
Whose?
The tree.
Yeah, you did.
I just don't remember.
You can make another roll if you want to try, but it's pretty far back. It'd also be with disadvantage.
And that would be a 20. Dirty 20.
Whoa,
With
with disadvantage?
Yeah. My history's 5.
Oh, well, even then.
I rolled a 15 and a 16.
You know what?
Nice.
Can I have some of your rolls?
Okay, I was going shitty at the beginning of the night.
Give me a second here.
She's rolling on good on what matters.
Searching my my notes here.
That's always fun.
Like there's 3 boys.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's in a document like 6 months ago.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. If you're even thinking back, then you remember the first time you were into this room back when the man in the cloak with no body underneath, the older man who was also there in his dream last night. He was kind of gesticulating, trying to introduce you to everybody. He referred to the stone tree as Imoden or Stasis. You remember from the night the argument the two were having together. The two men that were the first ones to flee the room. The man with the multiple hands, as he was being chastised by the cloaked man, called him Terse on the way out. And you remember the dream you had even before that. They called him Death.
Okay.
The man who accused him that and was called out by Terse, cause or consequence, as he was called during your first encounter. It was just a speculation, of course, at the time when he addressed Silence. He said, well, maybe that is your name, Silence. And that's when it kind of elicited a reaction, like Cause knew who he was, but was just trying to like see if he could phase him.
Okay.
And then you,
Got it.
who was referred to as Sanctuary. But you didn't look like yourself at all in that, and there's no way to really prove that was you, or if any of that is even real. But those are the 5 people, I believe. Julia, Imoden, Terse, Cause, and Silence. You didn't get the actual translated version of that, just Silence.
Cool.
And which one attacked you?
None of those.
You did not learn that one. That one burst in and attacked everybody.
That was like a knight, right?
Big old night guy.
Where right? Okay, so whoever the 6th one is that I don't know is perhaps what's inside of the axe. Maybe. What's inside of the axe? Your parents adopted you to like keep you safe, right? Like the trip, like, and they never really said like from who or what.
You're saying this around, like saying this to everybody, right? You're having this current conversation with everybody in the room.
Wasn't there also something where, like, correct me if this is only meta, but like, where like you couldn't leave for their benefit?
Yeah, they told me that at least the last time I went, they told me I had to stay or
Something
something bad would happen to them. So I fucking left.
Did you share the names from your dream that you could remember?
Mm-hmm.
So you told everybody those names, okay.
So I met someone from your dream.
Oh, good.
I'm not wondering if your parents made a deal with Cause, and that's why you had to stay.
Is Kaz who you've met?
Yeah, he was the guy in the alley.
And you do you describe anything about the man to him, or
Yeah, I'll explain like what he looked like. He looked like a homeless
aside
man.
from the look, which very much was very monstrous, kind of unhuman form he was in the world. That sounds like how he talked and everything.
It, I mean, could also be if these spirits or concepts or whatever they are, what if one, I don't know, because it seems like they're trying to put you in the same category, and so I don't know if that's like it's a part, one is a part of you, or like, I mean, not to like put
They
you like on the
all-
same levels like a blade or whatever.
They all like tell me that I brought them there and I invited them there and they want to know why. But I don't know.
But you
Could
don't
it be
even
something
know
you
why.
don't remember because
Probably.
of match?
Possibly.
Mm.
I've also wondered if they're like representations or whatever of like imaginary friends I had since I was never allowed to leave the house.
Mm.
And like I had to make up my friends.
Maybe you thought they were imaginary and they never were.
But I don't know. I don't remember.
Mm. We'll keep plugging away at that.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like Cloudman's collecting these, and for what, to save his people, he says. But I don't totally know if we can trust anything that he's told us at this point. Now that we have no confirmation that he was actually
I mean, I
well
can.
acquainted.
I'm willing to only trust what he told me right before we fought, because he
Yeah.
He had nothing to lose if he was going to kill you.
exactly, and he seemed pretty intent and sure of himself that like I was going to be gone
Mm-hmm.
and not be a problem anymore for him. So
Well, now we know something he doesn't. That you're alive.
it's true. He doesn't know that I'm alive, as far as I know.
Didn't he say like his whole thing was to like bridge the world between like his people and our world?
But he could have lied about that too.
Yeah, but I don't want to discredit everything he
Yeah,
did either.
I mean, he told me his enemy is not like mankind as a whole. It's more the Grey Coats. And because he told me that he wanted to destroy my people, and I asked him what did he mean by my people, and he specifically meant the Grey Coats.
Well, I wonder if we need to like go face him and
get the answers.
have you not be you, so then he's not immediately on guard. Like, do
I
we
mean,
know
he'll
if-
still know by his arm. Like, can you
But-
cloak that? Is there a way to cloak that?
I mean,
That you know of?
I don't think so. I
Get
don't.
some really long gloves.
Right.
A cloak.
I mean, I could go incognito, but yeah, I would have to have something to cover that up because, to my knowledge, and this is, I believe that this is how, like changeling rules work. But like I don't think I could like change like a mechanical item.
No,
It's
like,
not
you
part
can't
of my
change your
body.
clothes.
Now
and
this is
stuff.
a mark. You know about this. You have transformed since you got the arm.
Yes.
This is a Mark V, and you've seen people like Pisces who have Mark IVs, which are very like still great, but far less like realistic looking than yours.
Yeah.
Unless that little armband is showing that's at your elbow, people won't know that.
Fair
it's
enough.
that. Except for that one time in the alleyway where it wasn't sweating. But and like they're designed to basically match
Just
the
missed
user.
it.
Yes.
So when you change, it changes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that's the technology. It's a transforming technology
Okay.
after all.
Cool.
But
There you go.
Cloudman does know that Mod can change, but maybe if you pretend to be like Lua, or somebody that we already know instead of some rando,
That
like
just
someone we
happens
already
to
know
be
that
with us.
would be with us, or like so Lua or
Well,
Fuzzy or
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
would he know Dahlia?
Perhaps Fisty?
I did have that thought.
Like we brought her back.
Just to psychologically fuck with him, but it also felt like that would distract from the point. But yes, I did
Yeah.
have that thought.
Would also fuck with me.
Because like bringing Dahlia could be a good cover too, or bringing
I don't think he knows-
Dahlia
I don't think
could
he ever
be a
knows
good
Dahlia.
cover.
He never met Dahlia, I don't believe.
But like, I'm sure he would recognize the name if
Because we
him
probably
and Match
would.
were friends.
Because we.
Yeah, you've relayed all your info on. Have you relayed your
But Match-
knowledge of
Match
Josh
Yeah,
at this point?
I would think so.
Yeah,
But-
you and Aramel, like Aramel was basically harboring people, like keeping them safe.
Yeah.
And those two were one of them
Yeah.
during
Well-
that time.
Both Match and Dahlia?
Yeah, that's where they met.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, and like, because I feel like if we did someone like that we were already connected with, and if we treated this as we are hunting you down to get answers to figure out why you
Betrayers.
destroyed our friend, or tentatively if if we're not supposed to know that he exists, and we just don't.
Yeah, because I think that we're supposed to.
I don't. That's tough because it can either be like a revenge mission or just like, hey, Cloudman, you disappeared in the night. Where'd you go?
Yeah, it could just be like, hey, we were trying to find you.
We thought like you were kidnapped or something.
Or what if we just like
You
don't
invited
say-
Lua.
What if we just like don't bring up either way until he asks us about it? Because
So just
Knowing how
Cloudman, where'd you go?
knowing how distractible he can get, like we may get up there and he's like, "Hey, you finally made it," and
Yeah, we lose
then
him
we
all
just
the
kind of
time.
like continue.
Why did you do
on.
this?
You finally made
The
it.
paparazzi!
It's not Italian!
The pepperoni pizza.
Spaghetti.
I've never heard Dante's Cloudman impression. It's great.
I wasn't ready. His better Cloudman impersonation is Kerchief when he's afraid of spiders. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not like a
The
spider.
spiders are hiding. Please, somebody help me from this spiders.
It's like, I'm not going in there.
I do not like
Big
spiders.
burly man just afraid of spiders.
Okay. Back on track.
And then like if I don't know if you just like wear a long sleeve shirt that would cover up the cuff, right?
I guess so.
Like-
I mean,
Okay.
but yeah, you know, I don't really know what we're going to counter. I mean, I have a feeling that Luan wants something to do
Yeah.
with Cloudman, at least his people, and Cloudman himself is definitely going to be involved with that. So we may find him incapacitated or dead for all we know.
Yeah. I think next step
But
would
it's going to be prepared.
going to figure out what the hell's going on, but be prepared for a brawl.
Yeah.
Right.
We need answers.
And so if you can like, I think Dahlia would be a good idea, just because then we have a reason, like, because if
Yeah.
we can find some reason to like know the name match.
Meta, I would prefer to be Dahlia rather than Fuzzy, just because my voice is so like raspy right now.
It would
It would
be
like
so-
destroy
But that's
my
perfect,
throat.
though.
It,
It would
no,
be
it would
so
destroy my throat.
funny.
It hurts to talk normally.
Oh.
Maud's like, fuck you.
What a catchphrase. I'm sorry.
Just like, fuck
It's
Okay.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
No, why do I imagine Maud if he tried to be Fuzzy, he'd be like, F you. And we'd all be like,
Mod curses.
Yeah, I would have loved to see you be Dahlia. It would be really funny.
I can be Dahlia.
Or not Dahlia, I meant Luan.
Lua.
No.
Lua does, that doesn't make much sense.
You
Because
have
why
to
would
walk
we
around
still-
like this.
Besides, Lua's already been up there at this point.
Darling.
Yeah.
Such a boy.
Exactly.
and
Leaning against
if
the
he
wall.
doesn't know Dahlia, then that'd be good, because like he knows Lua and knows that she has super fancy magical powers. And
Yeah.
no offense, Maud, but you don't.
That's fair. That's fair. I need to,
Yeah, but he
I'll be
can
right
take
back.
a hit or two.
You just made your image.
Okay. So, was there more discussion you guys wanted to do, or did you, as it's
Go
getting
through
close
the
to
gate.
noon at this point?
Let's go through the gate today.
Also, is it always on? Do we need to do something to get it on? Metagaming, absolutely right now.
Yeah. Anyway. To get it on, what do you mean?
Because I remember, like, it wasn't
Let's
activated
get
and
it on.
Cloud9 had to do something.
Yeah.
We
You
might
want
have
to so you go
left-
down there. You're all in your rooms. I don't know if you guys got some food.
Yeah,
Probably-
I thought that
probably
conversation was over.
Ate out of freaking Mead's corner while you were doing this.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, rest in peace.
it was so good.
Never
Rip.
had it, and it can die for a while.
It did die.
Good.
The whole building is straight up gone.
It's gone.
Good.
It's the best study place.
It was without Twinkle.
Must not have been that good. Got shut down. Just saying.
It
No,
was.
It wasn't because they went out of business. It was like the owner of the building wanted it to.
Wow.
Like we need to put up pepperoni here.
The pepperoni
Maybe
pizza.
pepperoni
pizza.
Also, I think local coffee shops just
I'm
struggle
sorry,
a
I
little more
turned
too, 'cause
Cloud
even
Man
if they
into
are
a-
busy,
into a
Minnesota's
stereotypical
can't
Italian
fare
American.
for one coffee.
Now I have to
Patient.
change. Everything is ruined.
Well, Mead's Corner wasn't meant to turn a profit anyway.
Right. Wasn't it like a
It was a-
church thing?
Yeah, it was a church outreach program designed to give people jobs who otherwise might not be able to. So, like, it was gonna lose money. Like, that was the almost the purpose of it. Like, it didn't matter, it was being kept afloat by the church that sponsored it, and the
Yeah.
church decided to stop sponsoring it.
Oh.
Oh,
They decided to spend their outreach money elsewhere.
Damn.
Friggin' cults.
Like it's
Yes.
right as you get back, Ember gets up to leave. Damn you, Ember.
oh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I didn't read all of the. Well,
What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at the homunculus servant stuff.
Oh.
It says, I determine its appearance, but some artificers prefer mechanical-looking birds, whereas some like winged vitals or miniature animate cauldrons. And mine's just a little like pink gum creature.
I just pictured it as like a small, terrible terrible clay version of Fuzzy.
Have you watched Bob's Burgers?
What?
Have you watched Bob's Burgers?
I haven't.
I'll show you what's in my head.
Okay.
What are you thinking of?
No,
Oh, the
this-
taffy guy?
The taffy guy.
Oh, come on.
You're back.
You're back. Welcome.
Don't worry, I'm finding that.
What are we doing?
Okay. Ew. What the hell?
That is
Why it's so
disgusting.
big?
It's just a little like miniature version of that.
Okay.
God.
So after that, you've had your conversations and your debates on the subject matter at hand. What does the party do?
Well,
Did you guys figure out how to get down there?
Yeah.
All right, let's fucking party.
yeah. Well, if we're gonna disguise me as Dahlia potentially, then I need some clothes that are gonna fit because she's a tiny woman.
Okay.
I mean, we have
Tiny baby woman.
Tiny baby
4
woman.
small women in this party.
Anybody want to give me something?
You can
There
borrow
you go.
some of my clothes.
Jesus.
Stretch.
In the end, Hassel just starts stripping in the middle of the restaurant.
Whoa.
Come on, your obelisk is showing. Beautiful.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can borrow some clothes.
Okay, I'll just grab a random.
Give you some out of my knapsack.
My knapsack. Okay.
I have a great shirt you can wear.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
TW is eagerly awaiting your return, by the way.
So I gotta go back and see him sometime.
You're his favorite customers.
Good guy.
It's
Bought a whole
always-
shit ton of items from him in one go.
Yeah. Alright,
I can't
I'll
wait to go back.
I got
I'll-
more stuff.
I'll take the I'll take the clothing items. I'll retreat to the bathroom. I'll change into an approximation of Dahlia, put on the clothes, and I'll exit. I'll say, "How do I look?"
Spooky!
As you dressed up as like you
Oh,
changed
what'd you
form
get?
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you completely.
He just literally just put the clothes on and came back out. He
Hello.
Yeah!
How do I look?
That's a little.
He's just
No,
like,
he's still doing the voice.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
look at me, I'm Dahlia now.
Volume now.
And we're all just like, are you actually a shape changer or are you just fucking
just
It's like I'm wearing the
Like,
dress,
you can
saying
take
I'm Dahlia, but I'm using Cloudman's voice.
No.
You don't have the actor feat, you remember. All of a sudden, you're like, this is gonna be. Yeah, you would have to do performance checks if you wanted to impersonate her voice.
Oh, fair enough. I mean,
Or is the-
I'm
is
gonna
voice
say
changing-
as
Is voice changing a part of the changeling feat?
I don't.
I'll have to recheck. But
Sheep, would you know off the top of your head?
They can change their vocal cords, so like the voice sounds the same, but accents are a different matter.
Okay.
Accents are an
and
affect.
also like talking like them, like knowing what they would know, you'd have to act like them. Zura, it's just a ball.
He just like somersaulted.
Yeah,
on
yeah. He
himself.
like somersaulted onto his side.
He was like,
Instead
"Damn."
of- just-
So it depends on whether you're using pre or post changeling stats. For some reason, and I don't know why, changelings got nerfed into the ground.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
When they got published.
when they were still actually a worthwhile race, they had advantage on all checks to like pretend to be somebody.
Holy shit, that's so OP.
But now there's the actor feat. So if you grab that at any point, you can do that.
This does say on
Now-
changeling features.
He also had the terrifying visage as a racial feature
That's the
once
best.
upon a time,
Mm-hmm.
which allowed them to essentially briefly make them make their face look like an ancient eldritch horror and give themselves advantage on
Terrifying.
intimidation checks.
Nice.
This does say as an action you can change your appearance and your voice.
Okay.
So I can change the voice. It's just.
You'd have to pretend to be her.
I mean, she doesn't talk much anyway.
So I still give you a performance with advantage at least, but you still
Sure.
have to make a check.
Sure.
Or maybe not, depending on.
I think it
Depending
depends
how
on the
much you know the
context.
person.
Right.
Either
yeah.
way.
If it's
Or
just a
how
random,
much they
if it's
know.
just a random person,
Okay,
I
okay.
don't think I should have to.
So,
check, yeah.
with all this in mind, Maud comes out dressed up as Dahlia, the girl they spent the night with after the destruction of the engine gauntlet. You all descend to the ladder or to the elevator, or is there anywhere else you want to go before?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Do we want to check out of the hotel to avoid them like charging us another night?
We didn't get on my card.
You remember
Yeah, it was from
that?
Cloudman.
You remember
That's
that
fair enough, it's
Cloudman
Cloudman.
got free access and.
All right, well,
was
fuck
to
that
it.
guy. So.
Okay. But I mean, as far as you know, you're still checked in.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, never
Okay.
mind then.
Heading down into the lobby, the group, whether it's all at once, 7 people in one, that's enough. That if people get more into an elevator. Type in the code, which brings everybody to the underbelly of the facility. This kind of bowels of maintenance.
The bowels.
Massage about you now as you weave through the pipes and the different shafts and turns that this basement offers you. You eventually make your way into an area that seems to have been caved out into something different, something separate from the building itself. This large open space here with basically a standing door in the middle. It's much smaller than the one that was down in Aramil's basement. This one, but nonetheless, is a train gate. And sitting in front of the train gate is a handful of items lined up neatly,
Okay.
ready to be found. In front of the train gate, you see lying at its base, you see a small journal, raggedy and worn from adventures. You see a circular amulet with a symbol carved into it. You see a pocket bag, buttoned up, fastened, and placed neatly on the ground. And finally, you see a red axe. All 4 of Cloudman's items laid across in front of the gate.
What the fuck?
Sus. I pick up the axe.
You pick up the axe. Okay.
I'm gonna try to.
Hold on.
She just
We
goes,
investigated
my
it.
axe!
No, I want to see if I can hear it.
Yeah.
I want to see if it looks the same.
Okay, you make an investigation check here.
The magic users in the party are like, wait, oh!
I am a magic user.
You're
I forget that sometimes.
You're that one chick from the Hex Girls, from
You mean one of the
Scooby-Doo.
hot ones? Thank
I
you.
think my biggest concern was that they were all laid out. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
there's probably a
Just
reason
please.
they were.
So we
16.
Like,
16.
16.
You sit here and fondle it for a few. You caress
Nice.
the metallic portions, the handle near the end here. You study the weapon and see just how very different it is from a normal axe, and probably one of the reasons why Cloudman wanted it back. But you're not getting necessarily the same vibe that you did from the dagger. Like, you don't see a gem, but then again, you didn't see a gem with the obelisk. And you definitely don't hear any voices as you sit here and try to talk to it like a psychopath. Why do you have to sit on my cord?
He also brought me the ball. You brought it.
Halfway.
Okay. Yeah, you're not getting any sense that somebody's trying to talk to you.
I'll pass it on to somebody else to look.
They die.
We just all passed.
And by passing it along, I mean I love their head off.
Holy shit.
It's a cursed item. I
Mhm.
give it to hostile.
I'd like to pick up the journal.
Oh,
Okay.
can we hold on a second? Instead of picking up
What
all
the-
this shit,
what the-
maybe it was set here in a very specific reason so that we can more easily activate the strand gate.
I mean, we can do what you want.
I just
Okay, I'll put the thing back the way I found it.
okay.
Place it back on the ground.
I try to put it back to where it was.
Pretty close to where it was put there in the first place. Yeah. I
And
mean,
then-
it looks like it's there. Yeah.
Can I do like an Arcana check to see?
What are you looking for?
I guess like if there are any markings that indicate like how to activate it, or like if the stuff is laid there like in a ceremonious way. I guess it'd probably be more of like an investigation check, huh?
Yeah, probably do investigation.
Okay.
I would like to help him investigate.
What do you do to help?
And look at it.
Also investigate.
You stand over Hostel like a
And tell him the
backseat
way.
driver and say, that there, that could be something. Hey, Hostel. Yeah, roll with advantage. Why not?
Hey, that's better. 16.
Okay. You remember your trip to the outpost, the CCP outpost, and your acquisition of the medallion that has the symbol on it for the Trangate. Cloudman specifically stated of this being the ticket through the Trangate that would lead him home
Right.
once we got to New Atlanta. That token is one of the items in front of you here.
Okay.
In theory, you'd be able to utilize this to do the same. Because
Okay.
Cloudman and even Lua have left it behind.
So I guess I can kind of assume from that like these items weren't set out like in a like I'm thinking like like the only thing I can think of in Skyrim, whenever they set like the things in that like pentagram and then like
Yeah.
summon
It's
stuff.
activated.
It seems to be
Like, it's
from
not
your
that way.
investigation of 16, you can also deduct that this more or less isn't set up in any ceremonial way. It's more set
Okay.
up in a way that it would be found.
Okay.
Oh,
So
And
it's
not
like
to hide.
Cloudman. I can kind of guess like Cloudman wanted us to find this stuff. Okay.
Or at least somebody to find it.
Okay. Cool.
But these are all the items that he wanted to get back throughout his journey. And they're all right here without him.
Well, now I say we go nuts and pick them up.
Yeah, we can investigate some shit.
Everyone take something that you want.
That little man. He's so smackable.
Well, Maud, it seems like you know the most about these, like, Psyocton weapons and stuff. Do you want to take a look at this axe and see if you know anything about it, or if you can glean anything from it?
I mean, I can try. It's I have the fucking voice.
Oh, sorry, I mean Dahlia. Can you look at?
No, I'm still Maud.
No, I'm trying to learn to call you Dahlia instead of fucking Maud.
Okay, well, good job then. Carry on. I grab the yeah, sure. I'll grab the axe and
Okay.
see if and I'll also pull out, like, activate the obelisk and see if they like might interact in any way.
Okay. So you pull out, so you also reactivate the obelisk and you're holding the axe in the other hand. Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay.
Make that penis, little man. Look at him go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There.
It's just
And he's done.
Don't put it out. Oh god.
it's fucking tiny baby man.
Okay.
That is going to be that's a nat 20
Nice.
for 19 with my modifier.
So it's a 20?
Shut up. Nat 20, but I have a -1 for a modifier,
Oh,
so
that
it's 19.
sucks.
It does, doesn't it? Fucking sucks.
Dumb.
I'm waiting for the day I can get a nat 20 on an Arcana check and then be able to be like, yeah, that's a 30.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It might.
You're gonna be like, that's an 11.
1,000. Okay. So, after investigating here, you can tell they're definitely made from material not from here, but this axe doesn't quite appear to be the same material as the obelisk. There's something, like, very noticeably different about it. It's like slightly less quality. Although this axe is very unique and probably couldn't be found anywhere on Earth. Or Terran. It's very, you don't think they possess the same qualities.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like,
I'd like to hold the axe to the obelisk
Okay.
and like maybe try to like tap the blade against it.
Okay, you tap the blade against it, it goes,
That's it. Nothing happens.
At least if something happened, you didn't see it.
Okay.
Not for your check.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, I'll
That
just.
ball is probably his best friend.
Look at him.
He is, there's no thought behind his eyes. He's probably almost a year old now. It's probably as big as he's
Next
ever gonna
month.
get.
Yeah.
He didn't-
He's like, it's my friend.
Alright. Anyway. So that's what you deduce from the axe, at least in correlation to the obelisk.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll just and I'll put the axe back down.
Okay. Alright. Does anybody do anything else?
So do we already look at the journal?
Oh, we haven't looked at the journal yet. No.
Let's open up the journal.
I would like to
Is there
to see
any
the journal.
notes written in it to us?
Dahlia, your boy.
That was meta.
It's
That's fine.
filled
I'll
with
say
notes. Filled with scribblings and ramblings and all sorts of garbage, but it's not uncommon.
Yeah, okay, I was looking for something specifically like written to us.
You scroll through, give me an investigation.
Okay, I think it's a +0 on my end.
Mistress will do something also.
Oh yeah? What do you got? Sheep?
Mistress would like to try an arcana here to see if she, like, magically knows how to activate this sort of thing.
What do you mean, activate? Well, what are you trying to activate?
The train gate?
Oh, the train gate. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me an arcana check.
I'll help. I'll
Mine
give the
was a
help
6.
action by kind of like just being there and
Mm-hmm.
giving my 2 cents too to give her advantage.
Back
Hey,
seat.
mistress.
Hey,
I recognize that.
Look at that. Hey, don't forget that.
Backseat Arcana.
Okay, if you want to do it with advantage, you can. I suppose Hostel's trying to help you.
Mine is a 16, Andrew, to investigate the journal.
You flip through all the pages, and it's all the same language. If there was notes written to you, it was not written in common.
Okay. I mean, he's pretty dumb, but I don't think he would do that. What's inside the satchel?
You search the satchel? Okay. You're still rolling, right, Sheep?
I got a 25.
25. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, the CCP building actually has a tran gate that links to the blast room and the main labs. You know how to activate these. In fact, these pennants are pretty common around the Capitol. You hold it up to the door. Hold it up long enough for the sigil to appear on the glyph on the tran gate. The gate will stay open for a number of seconds, allowing you to enter in during that time. And
Okay.
if you were to do that with a sigil, you can surmise from that's most likely what's going to happen. As long as this is the right sigil for this door, and there's a corresponding gate somewhere else that has this sigil matched, it would most likely work.
I see.
Okay. And you said you looked inside the pouch? Okay. Inside the pouch, you find a series of 3 different things. You find a key. You find an assortment of pictures. These pictures were pulled out and shown to you when you guys went to go fight Alon. Cloudman brought up wanting to go fight some people. These are pictures of different people, an assortment of different people.
Oh, these are our bounties.
Yeah.
And you find a severed human hand
Ooh.
that is bound at the wounded part with this special paper.
Oh man, what the fuck?
It seems to be preserving it. The hand is very fresh.
Very fresh.
Well, it seems very fresh. You don't know
So
when it was
that's
cut off, though.
Probably how he got into the train gate. Because you don't have to like scan in. No. Okay.
What the
But
fuck?
also, I had a thought on the journal. Can't he not read?
You can't read common.
Oh,
It's
just
Psyoc.
common. Oh, that he can't read. Okay. I
At
thought
least
he
that's what
just-
he's told you.
I thought he just couldn't read in general, so I was like, read how the fuck can he
He
write?
He knows what he's writing, but he can't read it back.
Well, no, you're right. It is up to you if you want to read this. I'm just guessing. No, okay. But yeah, so inside the book itself is nothing but Psyocton, as far as you're able to tell. You assume it is, at least, because that's the language he's been writing in. And it's just like a madman's assortment. It's like someone who's stared into the abyss and has just been writing in like a crazy patterned way, like words circling the pages and stuff. Cloudman is gone, just completely rambled out.
Is it just Yamazaki?
On pawn. Yeah.
As far as I
No,
know.
no.
And then what was that? The amulet is just like a necklace?
The amulet, it's basically a stone pendant, yeah, and it has the ability to hang a necklace from it, and it has a sigil on it.
So it's the amulet, the journal, the axe, and what was the
Pouch?
fourth? The pouch. Okay.
I know. I just felt like getting all this stuff was super weird. Was that just me? He's like, I have to get my journal.
Like I
He's
lost
like-
everything across the country.
I love
so
that.
we travel
Well,
back.
will you help me find my purse?
Is anybody else investigating the journal, or are you just
I'll read it.
the only one
Like,
looking
why
at it?
the fuck? Yeah,
I'll read
no,
it.
well, the moment I couldn't read it, I'd throw it back on the floor.
Okay.
I'll do my best to read it.
I want to go ahead and say, both Mistress and Hostel, if you can make a straight intelligence check for me as you guys are investigating the book. Since you guys technically both know the language. 10.
Holy shit.
He's 17.
17. Okay. Now there's a different set here as you're investigating this. Mistress, you open the book, and it's you definitely recognize that this is all Sancton alphabet, but it's basically like alphabet soup. It's complete hodgepodge, random order where the syllables should be. This is a madman's scroll.
Code?
Interesting.
Yeah, Hostel, this makes perfect sense
Or,
to you.
I
Oh
misspoke.
my god.
I was about to say.
Oh,
This is
shit.
exactly how Cloudman taught you the language.
Holy shit. What's it say? Or
Oh, he's pulling it up!
The
you could send it to me since evidently
I will have
you
to
like
send
to
it to
send
you.
people stuff
I'm
instead
going-
of talking as a group.
I'll send it to you.
The only reason I'm
I'll
sending
send
Yeah,
it to you.
TJ and Kayla right now.
the only reason that I'm sending stuff to Andrew is because it's stuff he told me like
Yeah,
years
whatever.
ago before he ever decided to do this campaign, and I know he'll be really, really mad at me if I.
Kayla didn't get that freaking fauna was in the gauntlet, but by God, everything else that I didn't want her to get, she's getting right now.
And so it's hard because it's like outside information. CJ straight up just keep it secret.
Separating meta because I don't want people to. react
Ultimately,
to it.
you after opening the very first page of this book, you, through your working, takes you a second here to work with this new language that you've been taught. The very first line, it's kind of like the title of it, book says, Kulodin's Foolproof Guide to the Death of Manavers.
Oh.
And one there.
He's the
okay.
evil one!
He's the big bad.
What I think?
The
Fucking-
He's the enemy!
foolproof guide to the death of the man of errors. I don't know. Something spelled out so explicitly like that.
Cloudman's a fucking idiot. He would for sure do that. He wrote it in like
But
some weird ass
he's
code.
not an idiot. He's like a goofball, but like he's not unintelligent. Like, and it seems like
Yeah,
he wrote this in a-
it never made sense to me though that he was some weird ass dude like living in like a trash can if he was so important.
he was living within his means.
Yeah, but if you were like some big important like political figure or whatever, like
I mean, not to
it's sus.
not to humans though. Like he was an ambassador sent by the Syocton people to
Yeah,
like
but why
make
didn't they give him
connections.
money? Right, it's
He-
it's weird. It's just weird.
He used it all. Like he blew it all on his way through. On his way, like. Why are you chewing on
I
your
mean,
foot?
I get that that's the story he told us.
All
I
he
just am
knows.
saying I don't totally buy it.
Look at that peaceful look on his face there.
Do these
But yeah, no. The fact that it was
Noted.
written.
Was that sheep?
Yeah, Sheik. What's up?
I was gonna say, it's worth noting that if he was sent as an official ambassador by the Syocton people, that it doesn't make a lot of sense that he would be considered a criminal and not able to move through the Transgate, and also not able to contact the Syocton people to get more money.
Now, you would also
Yeah.
remember in this the situation, Cloudman did one of the last conversations you had by the bonfire. He admitted to you all that Terminal or Tremlane took over as the head of the Man of Air's facility on the planet and
Uh-huh.
basically imprisoned him. And
Yeah.
treated him like basically as a war criminal for like working with Match during his travels through the city, and that was Cloudman's goal, was to ultimately meet Match in Palegrass and get revenge on Terminal for taking over the building.
Yeah.
That was something he did tell you guys.
Well, yeah, and Terminal is also the one that was like digging the tunnels, and the Gauntlet.
Terminal's name was mentioned in the Gauntlet from a conversation Hostile heard.
Well,
but-
yeah, but I have notes from when we were talking to Alan
Yeah, Alan. Alon, you mean?
that says Terminal is the head of ambassadors on the city of Jonas under the guise of a legion.
Yeah.
Termlane is his real name.
And of course he is.
He works under Terminal.
And of course he is like a head of the Grey Coats. So it makes perfect sense that like he would be the one to place Cloudman on a no-fly list. I think that Cloudman has a longer game here that we're not seeing, but I don't necessarily think that it's malicious. Also, the fact that that Match stabbed Maud with seemingly good intentions. I mean, he lived after the fact, and the fact that Cloudman did the same. I mean, this could all be a part of a long game that we don't see yet, and that like Cloudman was
Yeah,
just
I
like
just don't know
bullshitting,
if
so that-
Cloudman was trying to like bring back that memory or whatever. Why would he pretend like you were nameless and like forgot about you?
Could
That
be
felt like a wink.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be to protect. I don't know.
I'm not totally against the possibility that Cloudman isn't bad, but I also don't want us to like raise
Right.
the possibility that he definitely could be the bad
I'm really
guy.
curious to see what is in this journal because I have a feeling that like the way that he phrased.
I'll send you it.
Yeah, I hope it's like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, but like
The way that he
for
phrases
murder.
this is like the foolproof guide to the death of the man of Earth. It's like so on the nose that it feels like intentionally misleading.
What if like the first page is just like
You can't.
I stabbed myself?
Step
They will
one.
never see this one coming.
And there's also like definitely
Man, I
intent
really thought
behind it.
Cloudman was pranking. I'm disappointed now.
And
Yeah,
like
maybe he
disappointed
still
that it
was.
was helpful for us.
Yeah, I thought it would be way
Yeah.
funnier if he just taught him the language.
In
wrong.
theory, it is. I mean, in theory, this is the only thing a hostile can use this language
Yeah.
for.
and like Hostile 100%
Psyopton?
like was meant to see this.
I almost